G Gym in Hallandale, Florida presents G Talks with the host Anton, the champ, Antipov, and his co-host David, the shaman, Morin. And today we have a lovely guest, Suni, the incredible Sweeney. Grow your consciousness with energy.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Dude,
He is so excited, dude.
that introduction, man.
That intro got me fired up, man. I think I lost one of my buttons on that one. I took a big breath and it just like
fully dilated.
You okay? Yeah, I think it flew that way.
No, it made me feel like, you know, the tea I drink in the morning, like that.
Okay.
Caffeinated.
Anton, you're
Yes.
the man, dude. You get people going. Shit. All right, so we got a cool little podcast today, episode 8.
Yes.
Episode 8. We got Dave
Ocho.
cohoing as always.
Yep.
And Suni
Striker.
Sweeney.
Suni Sweeney.
Suni Sweeney.
Suni Sweeney.
Figure pro.
You're a figure pro.
Entrepreneur. Business
IFBB,
lady.
right?
Correct.
She's my girlfriend too, so FYI for all you guys.
One of the biggest accomplishments.
Hawking. Don't be hawking this beautiful lady online. Stalkers.
So let's get into this.
Let's do it,
Let's get
man.
into this sexual episode of
Exactly. Of the jizz. The G jizz.
Wait, is this the
This is the G jizz episode.
It's like the mist,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the gist.
Spray me down.
Ooh, where's the flow?
Oh,
Where's the flow when you need
We
it?
need the flow for the bro.
I need the flow. I've been up since 6 a.m. shooting.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
You need it?
Oh my God, what is that, Dave?
Oh.
Could you tell us about it?
Funny you should ask, Anton. I've only plugged it every single show,
You have not been.
but this is Flow 2.
Oh,
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah.
The chakra.
That's right. That's right.
Let me do my job.
Many people don't know that flow is the key to unlocking your fat burning potential.
Oh my God,
Let me ask you a question.
dude.
Do I need to ask your permission to ask you a question? That was the question.
You may. Depends on the question.
Okay, well, here's the question. Do you know how human beings get rid of fat? Where does the fat go?
Do,
Do you poop it out?
possibly.
Is it released as heat?
Wait, do you breathe it out?
Bingo! You breathe it out.
Wow.
80% of fat is excreted in human beings through respiration.
Holy stuff.
Flow 2 is essential oils that are organically engineered.
Gee, Dave, can I try it?
Of course you can. Don't even need to ask.
Wow. Have you tried this before?
Oh my God,
all the
she
time.
lives
It
on it.
is
She lives
amazing.
on it.
I think I've smelled it before. Oh, wait, I did.
Did smell it
How
before.
many episodes have we done?
I don't know. You know what? This is the beauty about a product like this, right?
Yeah.
Because it is a general application product. I use it for respiration training. I also I open my airways with it. But I have people send messages all the time. They're like, "Oh, I was stressed out in traffic today, and I tried Flow 2. I had anxiety,
Yeah.
and I was totally able to like regain my cool, and I felt great."
Yeah.
Or my energy was low after lunch. I tried Flow 2. My energy, my mental clarity, everything was up. I had this one lady say she has chronic migraines. She even has medication for her migraines. She says she started using it. No more migraines. So, hey man,
Bro,
who knew?
I love this stuff. I'm going to actually borrow that bottle from you. My parents are in town. I'm going to come home, test it out on them, just spray it right in their eyeballs, see how they feel. Just open the door and just go, boom! Welcome to Miami!
That's how you do it in Belarus.
And then just run out.
That's right. There you go. There you go. That's a great way to make enemies from your
All
parents.
right, so it looked like it picked me up a little bit. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it
You didn't bring me the booch, but you brought me some flow.
I did.
So that's awesome.
Never empty-handed, bro. I brought the chocolate too.
Yeah.
Not talking about
Oh.
Suni, but
Ah.
You know, in my country, funny story, they have something like this. And when the kids don't want to go to sleep, the parent will put it on the outlet so the kid will keep it our clothes.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Wait, I've heard this before somewhere.
No, seriously, it's true. They will
I've
do that.
heard this. Maybe I've seen it in a scary movie once.
yeah, I've seen
Was it The Hostel?
No,
Yeah, exactly.
back home, third world country problems.
Yeah. So I'm from a third world country as well, actually.
You get more sophisticated then.
A what?
More sophisticated than us, I guess.
No, from a third world country.
I said, but we did stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. We didn't have stuff. I wish we did.
What do they eat in Belarus?
What do you think they eat?
Potatoes, meat.
Somebody asked me, they're like, do they have cars in Belarus? And I'm like...
Is it like Poland? Is it?
Well, in what way would it be like Poland?
Sauerkraut, potatoes,
sauerkraut?
Meat? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we got some sauerkraut. We got some cabbage.
There you go.
Cabbage.
So seasonal vegetables, kind of like preserved, prepared,
it's very
pickled.
hearty, filling food. You know, I mean, the difference between in culinary arts is not,
So do you guys have cars?
is not that we do
you
have
have
cars.
cars.
I didn't answer the
Well,
question,
yes.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, we have cars. We have dogs.
You have the
We
cars
have-
where
we
you
have
put
cows.
your feet through on the bottom.
We run.
That explains the genetics.
We have the Flintstone cars.
That's
yes.
right. Da, 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 da.
No, but yeah. So I know I'm from Belarus. I know that. But where are you from? Where's your accent from?
I'm born in Dominican Republic, but my accent is accumulation of different places.
Accumulation
Yes.
of what places?
Well, I lived in Puerto Rico,
Mm,
and that comes sometime. Then I grew up in the Bronx, New York.
okay.
Then I lived
How long have you lived in New York?
91 to 99.
Okay. I kind of hear that J-Lo thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The New Yorican.
It depends on the mood.
Yeah.
Depends on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes J-Lo comes out. Sometimes it's Joe Pesci.
Sometimes
It
no.
depends on
Sometimes it's J-Lo, sometimes it's hell no.
Okay. So what else is it?
Then I lived in Colorado,
Uh-huh.
and then I moved down here.
Well, Colorado doesn't really have a specific kind of accent.
No,
right?
but that helped me learn English.
Oh, okay.
That's where the English come in place.
Cool. Is it because of all the weed people have been smoking there? Does that help?
No, I didn't have
Learning?
I didn't have an option.
But I'm sure it helps learning, right?
Oh, I didn't smoke weed then.
What?
No,
You don't smoke weed?
I say then.
All right. We have to cut this podcast.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here, Dave.
We're not going to get on a level with her. It's
You just won't
Useless.
understand us. Useless.
it's useless.
No, but keyword, I say then.
Then, that's right.
Like then.
So, okay. So you've lived in Colorado, and how did you end up here?
When I was in Colorado, God, everything with me is a big story. But when I was in
Yeah,
Colorado,
we got time.
Yes.
when
got time.
I was there, that's when I became the desire to be an entrepreneur. So I started different things, and in one of those things, someone took advantage of me. So I filed bankruptcy, and I decided to move down here because I was living there by myself. I didn't have any family. My sister came because she would go wherever I go. She came. I told her, hey, let's go back to Miami. She's like, no, because she fell in love. So I came back because
Can't stop love.
she's still with a guy. So I came back because I didn't want my niece and nephew to look at me like that titi from far away.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
Did you
very-
say titty from far away?
TT is like is Spanish for aunt.
Okay.
For aunt. For
I mean, because
auntie.
titties from far away is not really a
Titties.
bad
No,
thing.
no,
no.
Whether
Titties.
it's close up or far, I
Exactly.
mean, I don't know.
No, my niece and nephew, which I'm a big in the family, and I didn't want them to grow up like, not having me around. So
Yeah.
when all that happened, I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let me come down here. So I came down here then, 2006.
Okay.
Yeah.
2006. So you've been here in Miami since.
She was active duty military too.
Yeah.
And that was a cool transition that I think that says a lot about who she is as a person, was when she was active duty military and then decided to just keep going on her own, not go back after she was discharged and go back to the island or go back to the family, just continue staying independent and, carving out a path for herself. So you went from active duty military to Colorado,
To Alaska.
to Alaska. Oh,
to
geez.
Alaska.
Yes.
What? You
That's
fit
where
right
the
in
weed,
there.
That's where the weed comes in.
Too much weed in Colorado and you end up in Alaska.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, damn it, I smoked too much.
No, we were going to go to Hawaii. At that time, I was married. We were going to go to Hawaii, but I was the one that make the money. So when I made the calculation, I'm like, hey, we cannot go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So we came back to Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close second. If we can't have the beach, we'll take the mountains.
Wait, it
Screw
was Alaska or Hawaii?
No, because I drove from North Carolina. We
Okay.
drove to Alaska.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was a choice, and I'm like,
No. We're gonna go from there, fly to Hawaii.
yeah.
But while we stayed there for 3 months,
Okay.
I'm like, ooh, I didn't know how much it cost.
Right.
Because at that time I didn't have cell phone, I didn't have a laptop. It was
Yeah.
all going on a big computer and get all the
Yeah.
information.
Remember MapQuest? I remember like printing out directions from MapQuest, and then like you like spilled something on it. You're like, fuck, man, I can't see. I can't see the stupid paper. Like people that are listening who have never used MapQuest to print out directions to get somewhere to go, you have no idea how lucky you are to have a
Dude,
little computer. Just go, MapQuest, let's look up the Google Maps.
Google Maps.
It's
I know what
crazy.
you're talking about,
Yeah.
but I've never used MapQuest because I've never driven in my life.
No.
So no.
How can
It's
a
such-
man so driven not be
Bro,
driving?
don't do this. I'm driven.
I'm driven. Period. I don't drive. I'm driven.
Uber.
Uber.
Uber cool. But yeah, so
Oh, Lyft.
Lyft.
Lyft. That's what you do.
I lift
You lift.
because I'm Uber
You're
cool.
driven. Yes.
Yeah, listen with all these
Okay.
words.
What are you talking about? This is just our convo with Dave.
Yeah.
This is how we roll.
So what were you doing in Colorado?
Yeah.
In Colorado, I work at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then another restaurant was wanting me to work for them because of my work ethic. So I ended up having both fighting for me. So I ended up keeping both.
What did you do at the restaurant?
I was a prep cook,
Prep cook?
salad cook. I was everything but the steak cook. I was at the Outback.
Oh, okay.
So you weren't the grill. You weren't the grill person. What do they call those?
Everything. I did from dishwashing, everything
the
that
broiler cook is what they call those, right?
is a steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the more money you make. So that was the only position I couldn't get on.
So you would cut the vegetables before the shift.
Yeah.
You basically do all the work for the
All the dirty work. Yeah.
So the people, you would wash them, the vegetables, everything would be ready and fresh and clean when they
the
get it.
Outback, that's how it is. Believe it or not, the Outback, they make everything back there.
Yeah.
Even the salad dressing, everything it makes back there. Wow. So the prep cook come in the morning and we do all the heavy duty work for the chef, for the cook.
Is it true what they do in restaurants sometimes? Like you see
Like
this
what?
shit in movies, like the steak will fall on the floor, or like, I mean, it's okay. You don't work there anymore. You could spill your beans. Spill the beans.
Not really, but
Not really. What?
one time, like I said,
Are pubes in the steak a real thing?
no, but sometimes intentionally we would damage certain dessert, but no, so that we can keep it.
Oh, okay.
So we would damage so we can keep it. But I did have one incident one time. I'm doing the dressing. And mind you, I used to be
Well,
super.
how do you damage a dessert? You're like, oh, this
Put a finger?
presentation sucks.
No, you put a finger. You go in the refrigerator, you put your finger in it.
Oh,
So
okay.
There's too much lava in this lava cake. Send it back.
the manager sees it. He puts us aside. We're like, oh, no, don't throw it away. We use it.
It's like somebody put a finger in
And they
this.
used to smoke a lot of weed back there.
Okay.
Oh, my God. I didn't understand it how. I was in Rebel. I'm like, how can you smoke and work?
Smoke and work.
I couldn't.
It's productive. That's why Outback rules.
But I did lose one nail in one salad dressing one time.
You what?
I lost a fake nail in a salad dressing.
Oh, yo, man. What?
Like, wow, the consistency. I love these
But besides,
Crouton?
textural elements that you've got in here.
Can't quite place my finger
I got
on
a
it.
Band-Aid, speaking of fingers on it.
No
I got a Band-Aid
fucking
and some Kung Pao
way.
chicken one time, dude.
You did not.
That cured me of takeout. Big time.
No.
Oh, yeah.
We used to do
Chopsticks and everything. I was like big old like cashew with
Get
the
the fuck
chicken.
out.
I swear to God. And
I don't believe
the
you.
the noodles came up and then the Band-Aid just went.
okay.
Yeah. That was it, dude. Yeah, because when they're in there and they cut their finger, they just bup, and they keep working. And then if you don't put the thing over it,
You're supposed to put the condom.
right, you're supposed to put the
What do
little
you think? They have like a 2-second rule where it's like you either get your Band-Aid or it's in the noodles. Oh, I did not have time.
It's okay.
Oh, you must eat this.
Nice and chewy.
You both wrong.
Nah, that was, yeah.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
I don't think I have any stories like that. I mean, I had my own hair in my own salad once, so that's. But it was mine.
Did it gross you out to have your own hair?
I'm like, this is
You're like,
terrible.
"Ew."
Who made this?
Yeah, exactly.
As I'm making the salad.
Exactly. What asshole put my hair in my salad?
Fiber.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hate when I get bones in like you get some empanada or something. You know, something like that.
Oh,
And
she
then-
lives for that kind of shit.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like
You do.
For what?
Yesterday we were in the supermarket. She saw a big thing of like chicken's
Dude,
feet.
baked. Oh, chicken feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this? This is not about this.
Yeah, we're talking about
This is a
food and
podcast
culture
about-
and
No,
bones.
he's
and
talking
feet.
about if by you eating something that's not supposed to have bone, and
Yeah.
you chew and you have fine bone, you're gonna be aggravated.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but
but-
you eat bones on purpose.
I've gotten a chicken foot in a tamale one time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a whole foot.
Oh, like a whole real raw gelatinous chicken foot.
Yummy.
Is it like
Yeah.
one of those Kinder Surprise?
It looks like
Yeah.
this.
And I was like grossed out, and then come to find out, like that's the good part.
Yeah.
Who knew?
You're lucky.
In that culture, in their culture, that's like, oh, that's the tasty bit. And I'm like,
like that culture, like we like a
Spanish
tribe.
people who like tamales from the street, they like the chicken feet. That's
Yeah.
all I can tell you. I've surveyed 9 out of 10 people from.
When you come from a very poor country,
Yes.
especially we were very poor. I
Yeah,
come from-
Dave will never understand this.
Never understand.
I mean, we were super poor. Like I was telling, remember we were talking about the phone book?
Yes.
And his memory of phone book is, oh, I used to get out of the door. Mine is wiping my ass with it. You know, like that was a
Oh,
toilet.
yeah. I
that was a
remember
toilet
that
paper.
too.
Remember that?
Антон, помнишь газета «Аргументы и факты»? Sorry, I spoke Russian.
You remember that?
We had a newspaper. I even
Да, я
remember
помню.
I even remember the name of the newspaper that I used to wipe my butt when I was little.
Nice.
You might just go to our house.
Yes.
The nail is still there, and they will put us to Korean Square. So when you come from poor
I
country,
never liked that dude anyway.
Bro, that's
That bitch was talking shit.
That's a
She
real
you go like this.
Bitch.
Remember that you had to go to make it softer.
Oh,
The paper.
no.
Damn. You're revealing a whole other
Anyway,
side.
back to food. No, when you come from very poor countries, when you kill an animal, you use as much as you can from.
Right, that's what I'm trying to tell people. Is like here, I feel like because we have everything we need in America, right? We have everything
And
so,
more.
So when people see like somebody, oh, have you tried this delicatessen, this new thing?
Yeah.
Have you tried this before? Like it's like an adventurous thing.
Yeah.
But where I'm from, like we just didn't have
That's-
shit else to eat, so
that's
we
dinner.
like what's some of the like maybe something that he would be
Grossed out by?
Yeah.
Cow's brain.
Cow's brain. You guys eat that?
Mm-hmm. The
All right.
stomach.
We ate cow's tongue.
Cow's tongue.
Cow's
The cow's
tongue.
breast.
Have you ever tried that?
Yeah.
Cow's
It's
tongue?
delicious.
Cold.
I don't know if I've done it cold, but I've done it
Cold
at Korean
cow's
barbecue.
tongue. You feel like all the
I had my
little-
mom make it. She makes it so good.
Yeah, I hear that. Doesn't mean I'm gonna like it. Sorry, sorry, mom.
I'm telling you, you will love it. My favorite weird part of our cow is the breast.
Of course, it's everybody's favorite part.
Tastes really good.
Yeah. Moo.
What is in Argentina? They like this thing called sweetbreads.
Yeah, sweetbreads are great.
No, isn't
That's the
the
lymph.
balls?
Glands.
No, those are lymph nodes. The glands.
That's
Yeah.
glands.
I
Yeah.
thought that was the testicles.
No.
Testicles
No,
are
no, no,
testicles
no, no,
usually.
no,
No, but I think that's what they call it. No.
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 Sweetbreads are the glands. Yeah.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the glands.
And the tripe is the
you
stomach
get-
and the lining.
That I like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot.
You guys ate cow's testicles too?
The bull, but I don't like the smell.
The smell of testicles you
When
don't
they
like.
cook, nah, my aunt loves it. She would love it. Like you see this big old round
Your,
thing.
your aunt loves the smell of testicles.
No. She loves cooking. She loves cooking them, and it looks amazing when she makes it. But I couldn't get past the smell.
She does one hell of a presentation on the bull balls. Let me tell you. First, we're gonna ordain the plate with certain sauces to complement the balls, and then I'm gonna display this ball sack in a way that's gonna make it absolutely
Just
delicious.
fucking little-
Yeah, exactly. Just salt bay that ball sack.
What else do you need?
Yeah.
You got to eat it in its purest form, bro.
Exactly.
Right off the cow.
We're gonna get some of this
We're gonna
Dominican spice on this ball sack, and
Dave's taking this into another dimension as
Way
always.
over.
So
yeah, let's continue with your
Well,
culinary adventures.
yes.
Yeah.
So
have you ever secretly wanted to prepare balls?
I did, yeah.
Yes.
Because I wanted to see if I can make it like she does. Oh, I wanted to see if she can make
yeah,
it like she
don't.
does.
You're a little too comfortable back there. I mean, you can actually move that however you
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
the
you
micro-
can-
so if you want to recline back, you can.
I like leaning back.
But so how would you cook? I mean, this is a very interesting podcast.
You boil it.
How would you? Okay.
You boil it
Yeah.
and with the seasoning so it can start taking flavor.
What
because
seasoning?
Me personally, I would use like oregano, fresh oregano.
Yes.
Are we really talking about this?
So wait.
Hell yeah, we
If
are.
could I
This
put
is
the real
entertaining
question?
stuff from stem cells to balls.
Balls
Preparing.
cooking.
Well, the real question is, could I take the fresh oregano and apply it to my balls?
I don't think you will feel comfortable.
I don't
if
think
you-
her aunt will still like the smell of that.
And I don't think anyone will feel. I
The
never
dogs are like barking at the balls and like, I swear it's oregano.
especially you. You wouldn't be comfortable watching.
I don't know. I'd like to see some balls getting boiled.
He likes to experiment.
Yeah, why not?
So after working at Outback Steakhouse, where did you move on to next?
I started doing cleaning houses. I created this company. It was kind of fake because I didn't have that much money.
Okay.
So you said insurance in it. I wasn't insured.
Sounds like Made in Manhattan.
Yeah.
With Jennifer Lopez.
You were like the CE. No.
No, it's called. I remember I still have a business card. It's called Ultra Clean.
Ultra clean.
And then I would give the card to people. But men seeing this, they would expect something else. So I always made sure I showed up like baseball cap, baggy clothes. So I'd be cleaning, sweating because I didn't want my body shape to show.
Get like no sleep at night. You just show up and you're like,
Yeah, look at this strung out drug addict. She's coming to clean my floor. Disgusting. Meanwhile, you're supermodel underneath it.
So I would do that while I was still doing the restaurant. I only kept one because the other one was too boring. So I would do cleaning, and I would move on to cleaning offices.
okay.
And then that's how I met the guy that he wanted me. It's complicated what I got into business with him. It's like I would have to go in the county office from different county in Colorado, and I get in the system and learn. Oh, this is legal, but it's kind of creepy. You get in the system, and I will get all the information of people that need to redo their mortgage.
Okay.
And it's a system to that, and I learned it quick. And I would just get him. He hired a girl, and she would get him 7 people, a whole weekend. In one day, I give him like 9 pages.
So distressed properties like foreclosure, pre-foreclosures?
Foreclosure that things about to get done. So that's what I would give him. And he's like, okay, like the business is new, so this is what I do. Just bring me your bills and I'll pay him. You just keep working for me. And I'm like so naive. I'm like, okay. So I'm doing everything else. I'm thinking, shoo.
Meanwhile, he's making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000.
And he knows I'm a cleaning freak. So one day I'm like cleaning his office because I'm extra. If I do something, I have to be completed. And so I'm cleaning his office and I found all my bills piled up. All of it. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was month after month, the company would call me, oh, you haven't paid your mortgage. You haven't paid your credit. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? Badging for the guy.
Yeah.
Thinking you guys are crazy. I never even questioned him because my loyalty was to him. Until I found out my just piled up. So that's
Yeah. That's a big thing too now with the send us all your plastic straws and we'll send you metal ones.
Yeah.
That's a big scam. All these people are using the videos for the nature videos of like the famous one with the turtle where they're extracting the straw from the nose.
Right.
And you see lists of people saying, you guys are scammers, like you're scamming us. I'm like, why are people scamming when there's finally people are doing something good?
Yeah.
And there's always somebody looking to make a buck off of it.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting, right?
But that's life with everything.
Well, not with us. Thank God. Not in this domain. Not in the G Palace.
G Palace.
That's it.
But there's actually a lot of brands started making. Speaking of, from recycled plastic from the ocean, started making apparel. It's pretty cool.
Yes, I heard
Very
of that.
cool. Sunglasses too.
Sunglasses.
There's a kid who was on the Rogan Experience who created a device that eats the plastic in the ocean.
What?
And then they take the compacted plastic and they ship it off to fabricate eyewear. So you pay a little bit extra, but it's like plastic that sat in the ocean for 10 years.
Yeah.
And
You're wearing ocean on your face.
Yeah. I think it's cool shit. I mean,
It is
finally
cool.
somebody's not scamming the world to do something right,
Right.
So you went on this culinary adventure, but you were by yourself. And did you have mentors? Did you have good people that came along the way when you're at the restaurant to kind of say, "Hey, you got talent. You work hard. I think no."
No, not really. But in Colorado, at a club, I met one guy, and he was the one that introduced me to personal development. But I didn't know that's what you call it then. And
What did you call it back then?
nothing. I used to be big into reading, but more about like murder or sex. That's what.
A what?
Murders of sex.
Those were her big interests at the time.
Murders.
She was into
slash
murder
sex.
and sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was already big into reading. So when he introduced me to the first book he got me introduced me to was Think Rich and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, and I became obsessed by it.
That's Napoleon Hill.
Yes, Napoleon Hill. I like that book. I had the original one, and it looks so old. So anyway, after that, I was just years after year, I became very obsessed with the concept of growing your mind and going after goals. And that's when he taught me something like, just don't make goals and don't go after them. And he showed me a list of things that he wanted to do and never took action. Now, and he showed me how now that someone else took action with it, making a lot of money with it. So that was, I guess, one mentor that someone that I was friends with briefly.
Give me your hand first. Cool. We got this little superstitious thing that we do wherever we go in the middle of doing something. I just take her bracelet from her. So,
Is that a thing?
it's a chastity belt. It's so that she understands. I run the show here. I'm just joking. It was just rattling. So
I was trying to figure out if it was me or. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, we got it. We got it straight.
Thanks, Dave, for saving the day.
Yeah. Well, where did you okay? Obviously, Scarface was a big thing like among Cuban Americans, Latin community.
What's your inspiration?
No, but I'm saying in general, sex and violence was what made you go, wow, sex and violence? I want to read more about that.
Well, sex always interests me since I was very young, and
it interests me also when I was young.
And then murder, I just became obsessed with it. Not like so much like in Scarface, but more intrigued about how can
serial killer,
how can a human get to that level? Not that I'm happy that they did it, but it was, why would you do something like that? And something that I was really obsessed about. So
the predator in human behavior, psychology.
Yes.
Right.
I would watch those things crying, of course, because my sympathy never went low. But it would make me really emotional. But I was always curious about it.
Do you cry when you watch movies? Yeah.
Yeah, she's emotional.
Though
the whole Dracula thing, like the predator element, like women are attracted to, like that
darkness,
that dark. With if you look at Dracula, which is based on a real historical figure, who basically I forget the guy's name, but if you Google the real Count Dracula, you'll learn it was Vlad the Impaler. That's the guy. Vlad the Impaler is the original reference that Dracula was created from. And
who wrote Dracula?
Bram Stoker. But the original one, I think he wrote the original one, Bram Stoker.
Yeah, I just read that it was. Everybody thought that he was based on a real person, but then I read that he wasn't.
So there was a real guy named Vlad the Impaler. Yeah. I want to say the 1100s, and he was like aristocracy, like royalty or whatever, and he just would just kill people indiscriminately. Like I remember one of the references where he had one of his servants, and he tried to get him to do a job that was just like ridiculous. Like, no, but it's not humanly possible. And he said, well, if you fail, then I'll just kill your son.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, well, fuck. There's no choice here.
Yeah.
So, and then there was a couple of other people in that time period in that region that had this thing where they would like bathe in blood, which he did. He dipped his bread in blood. There were historical references of him being a very sick individual,
Mm-hmm.
So, but then, fast forward to the contemporary version of Dracula and how...
With Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So...
Because that's a true story.
Right, of course. But the powers of hypnotism, the powers of persuasion, showing up at a window at night, peeking in, like, showing up under your covers when your stuffed animals are there, Anton,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why there's a fascination. Why do women...
Well, no, that's not my fascination.
But Dracula, like do you like that whole...
No. I'm not I'm just fascinated why someone will kill somebody and eat him. Like, it's just like, wow, like I want to know. I wish I can ask them. Like,
well, yeah, that's like, I like to watch serial killer movies.
But I know what you're saying. Because I'll give you a case that is 100% real. Everybody know, Ted Bundy?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a new movie with what's his name? Zac Efron
So
on Netflix.
On Netflix, so Ted Bundy, on his court, when it's time when he finally got caught and he represented himself, the court was packed with hot women and waiting outside. So yes, some women are attracted to that. Me, there's no way. I'm not attracted to the killer, the bad boy. Just more like if I was to be your doctor, like I would like to know why you do that. Not like I'm like, ooh, that's sexy.
Well, same thing with Manson, Charles Manson.
Yeah, he had a ton of women writing in him.
followers. Yeah.
Crazy, right?
And then they,
He got married. He married
prison.
one. Yeah, he got married to one.
While he was in prison.
Exactly.
Dude.
And some people are here still struggling to get married.
I'm telling you. That's what you need. The new dating app, Getincarcerated.com.
I mean,
Yeah, meet your sweetheart.
They had to have something like that.
No false pretenses here. I'm broke and I'm in jail.
but what do you think about about the dark persona? Is it the mystery or of why these people are so fucked up? And then some women, maybe they want to try to fix them. I don't know.
The mermaid syndrome. Man.
Well, no, because I don't know. That's why I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
It's not really because all serial killers, for the one that I follow. No, I don't want to say follow, but the one that I
The ones
Follow
that
him on
have friends
Instagram.
on Instagram. I'd give them shouts out every day. Follow my Instagram, serial killer bro.
no, my prayer to their family. No, but the few serial killers that I was very intrigued, they all had different reason, and one that I don't want to say respect, 'cause that's weird, but. Oh,
Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker.
No, respect is not a good word.
Yeah,
to
no,
use
not
either.
respect. This I don't know how to the word.
Did you say envy?
No, the killer that will kill gay guys.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Dahmer.
Dahmer, yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer straight up in an interview. This thing will give you chills. This interview because he's sitting right there.
Yeah.
And he will say like, I know y'all want to blame my family, but I had a great family. I had great upbringing. This was all me. So not everybody's the same. So,
Yeah.
So,
Well, same with what's his name, Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
He was he finished. I don't remember what university. He was
He ran for political office.
Yeah,
he
he
was-
did. He was a politician.
he was very manipulated though. He would try to whenever he give interview, he would try to give this person one reason why.
Yeah, it wasn't until the very last minute when he's like, "Okay, I'm fine."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when.
Yeah, the gig is
But he
up.
loved attention. For him, was a straight up love attention.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Like watching somebody because there's on Netflix. There's Ted Bundy tapes. They're real tapes with him, and shit's
Creepy.
creepy.
It's
as
creepy.
fuck, man.
They never caught the Zodiac killer. I heard that they don't publish news articles about serial killers anymore because that's the only reason why they do it is to
Yeah.
get attention. So when they stop giving a coverage of serial killers, there's still serial killers out there, but
I don't know if there. When was the last time you heard of a serial killer?
exactly
Social
they
media,
don't,
dude.
They don't give them. They don't give them coverage anymore.
No
Murders, the
I
connected
think
murders.
it's just there's so much shit and like.
Dude, there's
got
got to be ritualistic murders that still happen now,
Of course
dude.
there
Well,
is.
yeah.
But we don't hear of it.
Right.
You know?
They just learn that they do it a lot for attention. So
Yeah.
no, but I've stopped watching all of that because it corrupt your mind.
There
You
go.
stopped watching it?
Yes, I've stopped
Well, corrupt your mind how?
because you don't trust everything. Just like
You don't trust anyone.
you don't trust
You're
anybody.
like, this guy could be Ted Bundy. What'd you think of Dave when you guys first
be.
met?
Serial killer material.
That's what I thought. I was like,
No.
this dude looks like a fitness serial killer, killing these gains.
Exactly. No, I was killing like, Frosted Flakes and Wheaties and shit. She was like, okay.
No, it was a good impression.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. How'd you guys meet?
Houston's. We met through Jason Ellis.
Jason Ellis.
Yeah, the photographer.
Why'd
Jason
you
Ellis.
laugh? What? That was a long pause and then a giggle. Long pause and a giggle. Tell us a story.
It's a little accurate.
Things go down at Houston's bathroom or something?
No.
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 Delay.
I let her have my chicken foot. Yeah. It was all good.
Is that slang?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we she was had you already turned pro? IFBB figure pro?
I don't know. I looked at like shit. So
You were
probably.
jacked. She was jacked.
Can we pull up her photos from?
She
we
was
want to see this.
jacked.
We want to see your photos from the IFBB.
Jacked.
So what made you stop competing, or did you? I don't know. Are you actively competing now, or
No, I don't compete anymore. Oh well, that's a little bit there to the left, but that's not competing though. That's then and that's now. That's like
There she is, everybody. It's my girlfriend.
Qué pena.
Bras and the panties.
Well, you look great. I mean, you look you got figure. You know what? Honestly, I think figure girls now are just
No, she's got pictures.
Huge
She was
and
way bigger.
Really?
Way bigger.
Oh, how much bigger
Like
were you?
hard, grainy.
You just is so
If you
low,
do
my
a
girl.
Google search, just do IFBB Pro Suni.
So why did you stop competing?
Oh, that's the question a lot of people ask me.
Yeah, what happened? Were you doing well? Not well? What?
That one is pretty jacked.
I'm trying to.
Not that one. Let's go.
It's funny because you have this look from not so modern.
Is this
day.
that one? That's a
Yeah,
good
that's
stage
me.
shot. Yeah.
That's a stage shot.
Can't really see. Doesn't enlarge, huh?
I was super lean there. That one, I saw it's a funny story with that one. That was my first NPC show,
Oh, there you go.
and I was winning first place, but I mouthed off to a judge, so I ended up in second place.
You have this, like, I don't want to. I mean, and it's a very old school, classy look.
Oh, I did that on purpose. I wanted to have like the 1950 looks.
Like you know who Gladys Portuguese is? I think that's her name.
Gladys Knight and the Pips.
She, I think it's Jean-Claude Van Damme's wife, but she used to compete and probably in Miss Olympia. I'm not sure, but sort of resemble her. I mean, you look great. So what happened? Why'd you stop?
Well, I stopped from the beginning. People that became my mentor, they warned me about certain things, and I didn't want to believe it, right? Because I was like, but I kept it in the back of my mind, and as I was,
That pinup girl going on. Pinup look, right?
yeah, I did that on purpose, though.
Yeah, it looks cool.
She's got a great back.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, so it's okay. So how can I say? I'm big into the whole. In my entire family, all the women, they never became much. You know, it was always like you depend on a man. And it's not that I'm anti-man, but I'm pro like women. You can do stuff on your own. You can become empowered. And that's a lot of my movement to help, to teach, well, not to teach, but to show them by example, hey, you can be whatever you want.
Yeah.
You want to be a housewife, it's because you choose to do that. So when I learned real quick in this sport, my effort, no matter how much I dedicate and how much I work, and a man dedicate the same, he earned about 200% more than I. And it's like I was telling him, I cannot post something women power while I'm endorsing something like this. I'm being a hypocrite. So to me, that was a huge turn off. And then the whole sexual thing that goes on behind, you know, that's something too that for me, if a woman's going to do anything sexually, it's because she chooses to. Not because she was kind of forced so she can get ahead. Make sense? And that's for me was a big turn off.
Yeah.
There's always been this underbelly in the IFBB.
Oh, and I saw the website because someone told me, and like with another girl, and I like started looking for it. I'm like, holy shit, this is real.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this is so real.
Yeah, because competitors would struggle so hard to pay their bills that to stay in shape. Then there was a market for people that liked muscle girls posing in underwear and bikini. And then you got, you know, the whole thing of, oh, well, what do I do? Do I get a normal job? Well, I'm not a normal person. Fuck normality. I want to be a pro.
Yeah.
How do you pay your bills? Well, there you go.
But were you ever forced or?
No, or me forced? Heck
Yeah.
no, hell no.
Okay.
Hell no. I ain't that sweet.
No, I mean, I don't know. Did somebody ever approach you with stuff like that?
Someone
or?
didn't approach me. Just like if my business, not my business, but my brand is, I want to empower not just women, but human. I want to empower you in this equality thing. How can I be part of an organization that is going to pay your man 200% more than me for the same effort, for the same sacrifice? I'm not eating the cake. You know, I'm sacrificing the Spanish food. My bikini costs more than their bikini.
Right.
And we the one that bring the money into the association, whatever you want to call that thing. But yet the man is the one that I feel like it's almost like a pimp. A pimping thing. Ain't nobody going to pimp me. Don't get me excited here.
but you said I was your pimp, honey. That's why I brought you here today.
So
You didn't know.
different arrangement.
So what are you doing now these days that you left the IVB, but you still want to promote that message of empowerment and stuff?
What I did during that transition, I was building my clothing line. But when I remember not long ago, I just closed my shoe store. right? And I lost over $100,000 of my savings. So this time, I'm like, Suni, let's not make the same mistake. So at that time, I used to train this couple that they do Herbalife, right? And I used to be like, that's bullshit, that's BS, that's just little kid stuff, right? Little that I found out that is freaking crazy money to me make there. Disclaimer, you have to work really hard for people. So when I realized it was a year after, I'm like, man, I was such a hard-headed to these people. How can I get in there now, you know? So I kept that in my mind as I was doing my last prep show. And somehow the law of attraction had one of them text me that read for the first time, and I was in the middle, towards the end of my show. So that's how I did the transition towards finishing my last show. I signed up as a Herbalife distributor. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared of the community of my website, of my Instagram. I was afraid what people were gonna say, like, oh, you're AVP, now you do Herbalife.
Like sell out,
you know. And I was like, you know what? Since when I care what people say. So I did that company that used to be sponsored, right? Diametize. Yeah. At that time, I already agreed to fly to Dominican Republic, but I was smart, so I would make sure that when they take picture, I didn't show the brand, you know, because I wanted to use the picture.
Okay.
Side point.
But I kept my word with them. I still went to Dominican Republic, did that, and that's when I did the trip to Dominican Republic. I mean, to Haiti, to do a mission trip, to build a type of a hospital for children. So during all that, I took advantage to little by little throw little hints without saying. And then I just launch a post, a big long explanation, telling my followers, look, I do feel like I need to explain to you what I done, and I didn't have one negative comment. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't check that post for like a whole day.
Wow.
And that's what I've been. It's gonna be about 4 years now, and I really love it. I continue. It's almost, let's put it
You're
like.
still with Herbalife?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I do now, I do what my dream was.
Yeah.
My dream was to become like a sport athlete. And that's another thing I didn't know, that they don't pay you. When the company will contact me, and I can have a little bit of an attitude, and they will contact me, they tell me what they're going to pay me. I'm like, I cannot buy weave with product. Like, I cannot do my eyelash with product. I can do that.
Were you ever like offered good contracts other than Herbalife?
No, the only company that when Herbalife came in the table was a company that wanted to do the product on my name and give me about 30% of the earnings.
Okay.
But at that point, I told myself, I'm very ethical.
Yeah.
And I told myself, I don't know what's on the product. It would be cute soon if it would be nice, but who am I to produce a product that I don't have a say into it?
Yeah, it's not like C.T. Fletcher. You ever seen his line of products?
Mm-mm.
Where it says, his commercial was like, I don't know what's in this shit, but I take this motherfucker.
Yeah.
At least it's honest.
And it works.
Yeah.
At least it's honest.
Bro, that was the commercial. His label.
Take it from me. I've had open heart surgery.
You know what his flavor was? Blue motherfucking Raz on the bottle.
That's a Samuel L. Jackson shit.
I don't know if the supplements.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't think you could buy it on Amazon.
No, it's not organic.
But yeah, so
And there was a company, I don't know if I should say his name or not, but it was the one that got me the more excited. And after that one is when I lost it. And I'm like, you know what, let me do this Herbalife. They offered me like and I still had the contract, like $150 per month. In my mind, I was thinking like $5,000, $7,000.
yeah.
When they told me that, and I'm like, and at that time I live at the Trump.
Yeah.
Old beachfront, and I told him like, how? I can't even pay a room with that here.
I can't do my nails with this.
Oh, I told him straight up, I did.
Crazy.
I can do my weave with that.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah. If you're a competitor, there's a lot of expenses involved.
So what I did was, I'm like, you know what? I can become my own athlete. So I literally show my life. I still post workout like if I'm an athlete. I do all of that. The only difference is,
what do you mean,
it's
like if I'm an athlete?
If
well, you are an athlete,
Well,
right? You work out, you train,
Yeah.
so you're an athlete.
well, like,
And you're a professional athlete too, because you still have your IBB Pro status. It's not like they took it away. So you're a pro athlete.
there you go. And
Don't be so humble, yo.
it's sponsored by me.
Exactly.
So that's what I do. Now I live my entire life like that.
So does Herbalife give you a contract, or is it like commissions?
No,
How
it's
does
not.
it work?
It works. Are you familiar with the
I
franchise?
just know that they're annoying. I don't know much else about them. I'm sorry.
Well, it depends. So you get everything. It's so huge
Yeah.
company.
Okay.
But it's like a franchise,
Okay.
but in reverse.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Normally, because I was looking for a franchise before too. When you look for a franchise, you had to have a big investment. Like the franchise I was looking to be part of, because I don't know how I thought I can own it. I would need millions of dollars, right? And then I had to pay them royalties. With Herbalife in reverse, you start with low investment, but you don't get anything paid unless you don't produce some work. And then once you reach a level, you start earning royalties. Like right now, I'm earning royalty for my child that I don't have yet.
Yeah. Imaginary friend already.
No, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
She's gonna put some oregano on your balls right now.
She's already putting it out there, dude.
Just making sure that he
I'm
get
gonna
the
have
hint.
comments and DMs going.
Well, we're
Babies.
building royalties for a baby.
It's true. Our baby stuffed animal or whatever that baby may be, our dog.
No,
Yeah.
dog. He's
You're
only
not.
comfort.
You're gonna be a dad dog.
Those
A dog dad.
Nobody knows the future. That's all I can say. Nobody knows.
Anyway,
So yeah, you're okay. So you're getting there. Is that all you do now, or like that's your?
and
thing?
and I just launched
You
it.
make good living doing that.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And
We went to Hawaii because of
You're definitely selling this Herbalife to our listeners.
well, I don't
Which
mean,
is-
to be honest with you, look at my page. I said
My mom's probably gonna sign up for. And
exactly.
You see, there's no. I don't sell Herbalife. I sell.
no, you sell sex. Which is
No,
that was the first fifth.
That's why we're here, folks. Now that I have your attention, don't forget to meditate, love yourself,
And
eat
buy
healthy, read
Herbalife.
books, and buy Herbalife.
Oh, and it says have great sex. I do say. I'm not humble about that.
Yeah.
So I just share my life. I organically. As
See,
I
you're
can.
like the opposite of what I do. I don't share my life at all.
Yeah, everything's staged. He's a professional. It's like,
I
Well,
stay-
obviously, it's
No, it's
what
just,
I want.
I try not to. I feel like social media is. I hate it. I have a love-hate relationship with social media, so
I
I
do
try not
too.
to. I try not to put, because I know that I'm gonna get trolls and all this stuff
Mm-hmm.
and negative comments, and I don't want that in any way to affect my friends and my family too much. You know, so especially my family who doesn't have Instagram. So I'd rather not put them out and then have them targeted as like, you know, so if somebody makes a stupid comment, and I mean, my mom used to fight with trolls on Instagram. I'd get a text like, did you see what that guy wrote about you?
I love your mom already.
And then I'm like, no, I didn't see. Which picture is it? And then she's like, it's just one picture of you with the sunglasses. And then I click it, and there's like
Oh, boy.
50 comments, and she's just arguing with people. So I blocked her. I blocked my mom on Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and then she blocked me.
No way.
And I'm like, why would
No
you
way.
block me?
No
to
way.
show you that she don't care too.
No way.
Yeah.
I
That's
can't
too
believe
funny.
it. Your
So-
mom is a troll.
She's like, oh, you blocked me? How dare you? Well, I will show you.
Exactly.
I didn't even know she blocked me. My dad was like, did you know that she blocked you? I'm like, I didn't know because I blocked her first.
Damn.
You both petty.
Anyway, so
But you
so mine is the opposite of yours, because you share like your relationship with Dave. I try not to share a lot of my relationship. Like I post stuff with my baby, you know, and people start giving me parenting advice. Like I made a post the other day, like saying that, about sauna, you know, and I was like, but it had nothing to do with the baby. I just mentioned that it helped me sleep better, get better quality of sleep. And even though I get better quality of sleep, I don't get enough of as much of sleep as I should because, you know,
You're juggling the responsibility.
No, because my baby kicks me in the middle of the night. You know, my baby sleeps between my girl and myself. So, and then all the comments are like, "You shouldn't let your baby sleep with you." You know, blah, blah. Like, and I'm like, well, I didn't fucking ask for it to post about sauna. I didn't ask for parenting advice.
Right.
You know, from a dude in his underwear. On his avatar.
I'm a doctor, bro.
Have you guys heard that?
So I'm like,
Dr. Scholl.
I'm like, you guys do whatever the fuck you want, but there's no one specific system in how you should raise a child, right? Like, you know, Art cries a lot, so
Right. So what did we do in terms of evolutionary biology, Mr. Smarty Underwear opinionated doctor
But
that knows everything about human behavior before there were beds? What?
Right.
How do we deal with that there?
Well, everybody thinks that there's one fucking system. Well, that's $1 I got to put in a jar.
There you go. You notice I've been quiet this whole
I know.
the whole effing episode.
That's $1 so far. But Everybody thinks that there's one specific system in how you should raise a child. Or like in the same, those are the same people that think there's one way, and if you have opinion other than what
There is only one way, Anton.
there is only one way.
Yes.
Yeah,
With everything.
your way for your child. But the way I look at this, even before I share my life,
Yeah.
and it's what I want to, because it's not like everything. But how I explain it to my distributors, because they're like, oh my God, what if someone says something? I'm like, look, if no one is hating on you, you ain't doing anything.
Yeah.
Dog don't bark, I park a car.
Yeah, but that wears thin sometimes.
But then, the people
like it's nice to get a few calls. You're like, oh, cool, I'm hated on. People know me. But then it's like, okay, fuck off.
I just ignore.
Leave me alone.
Finally, I made it. There's a bunch of assholes on my page. I feel so validated.
I'm not saying that, but it's just like I learned to ignore it in the beginning, even before I ran a business out of that. Because when I was young, I used to get the same comment. You look like a man. You look like a man. And I just learned to tell them, didn't you know I'm your daddy? And that's it.
Oh, wow.
they get so pissed that they never talk back.
Yeah.
I thought I was pretty badass when I shaved my head. And then somebody commented, they were like, you look like Natalie Portman in V for Vendetta.
No.
And I'm like, thank you.
Damn. That one hurt, bro.
I'm like,
that one hurt.
The feels.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the girl yesterday that DM me about, I love you, but I hate your feet.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The what?
She said she was giving her compliments, and at the end, but I hate your
But I
feet.
hate
They're
your
ugly.
feet.
Your feet are ugly. Like, well,
This, I honestly feel share or not share, as long as you post sharing something, you can share a cup. Someone's going to say, I don't like blueberry.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, don't eat the blueberry.
Do you have
no,
any?
you can say whatever you like.
Do you have? I mean, like, look, when I post a picture of my family, it gets a lot of likes, gets a lot of attention, and everybody wants to know. But from my last relationship, people still ask me questions of like, well, why? What happened with that? And then why? And like, I'm like, bro. First of all, it was none of your business. Were you in a relationship?
Right.
Like, but people get so caught up.
So,
like,
yeah.
well, it's sort of like the Entertainment Channel or whatever, where
Yeah.
people follow their lives, somebody's life, so much where they feel like they're really involved in it.
Yeah,
And
they get
then-
wrapped up.
Yeah, and then I mean, I don't want people to tell me how to raise my baby.
I prayed for you guys to make it, and I know that's
Yeah.
why you're together today.
Yeah.
It's because I prayed
Right.
for you guys.
But I
So I just want to let you know that the Lord is working with you, and you're the reason why you're together is because of my prayers.
But I love when people go, but you guys were so good together. But that's like
Right.
Instagram.
Well, we weren't because we didn't work.
Right. And then
Thanks.
plus the whatever social media, and you know how it is. Maybe your page is as real as it gets, but a lot of people form their own opinion of you anyway.
Yes.
And it's not what you try to present to them. It's what they form of you.
Yeah.
So their perception of you is different than
what
how
you
you
do.
want them to
Yeah,
see
it's
you.
clouded by their own perceptions
Right.
of self.
And then if you do something different, like I remember when I started getting tattoos, and the first tattoo I got, one guy was like, well, a bunch of people actually hated it. I got so much hate for it. And now I get like, hey, can you send me a tattoo artist? Because, they see how it's filling up all neatly and shit. But at first it was just like, what the fuck? So one of the guys I remember wrote to me and goes, Anton, you were my hero.
You let me down, bro.
And I'm like, wait a second, I got a tattoo.
You inked yourself, dude. It's
I'm like,
over.
go through your fucking...
It's over, man.
Go through your list of people you follow and check off everybody that has a tattoo.
Yeah.
It'll be like your mom left
You tattooed.
and maybe your friend Bob.
When you got the sleeve, you left a tattoo on my heart. It's over.
I still get hate from my tattoos random.
I mean, like, what the fuck? So, but that's cool though. I mean, I like that. It's very real. My thing is just modeling and bigger biceps. Like, and sauna recently.
yeah.
No, but that is it for everybody. Because I teach most of my distributors, they want to run the business through social media, and they ask me what's it. I'm like, look, there's no secret.
Yeah.
Ask you, so what is it you want to do with it? You can, I screenshot this Instagram to show them that anything work.
Yeah.
I found this page every day. This person posts a cat.
A what?
A cat.
Cat.
The same cat.
Okay.
Same post.
Yeah.
Same filter.
Okay.
Every day.
Different picture.
No.
Same
picture.
Okay.
Every day. The page is growing.
Yeah.
You will find your widows that like what you do. So through social media, I feel literally just whatever you say that you like, it works.
Okay. It's
The same cat.
Did you see the account with the egg?
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
egg.
Yeah, that's Mike O'Hearn's egg. It's a $700 egg. Remember
What?
Mike O'Hearn was selling egg protein?
Yeah.
So the most famous post on Instagram is an egg.
yeah.
Well, wasn't that Mike O'Hearn's egg? There was a big thing, I guess. What's that guy's name?
I think we're talking
Kenny
about two
KO.
different things.
Kenny KO is like,
yeah.
did a whole video on
Wait.
Mike O'Hearn's eggs and how he was selling egg protein for
Oh, I
$700.
didn't. I didn't.
He was like, "What the fuck is in these eggs, bro?" And he's like, "I bet he's making his protein from these eggs." And he was like, "The $1 trillion
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
egg." And he's like, "Yeah, these are the eggs that O'Hearn's using for his proprietary blend."
He's getting sued now, by the way,
Ooh, Kenny KO, yeah,
for like $100 million by Jeremy Buendia.
Buendia.
Apparently,
Defamation of character is a serious thing, bro, and you
Yeah,
can't
but
be
it's-
going. You can't be going without.
nobody's
evidence.
everybody's gonna lose money, and
Yeah,
everybody's
the lawyers are gonna win. The
Yeah,
lawyers are gonna win.
Exactly.
You're both gonna screw up your life. And the lawyers are going to go, haha, you couldn't solve it, diplomatically. So we're just going to take with the rake.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy.
Social media.
Yes.
So, I mean, like I said, this is awesome, and the fact that you guys share all this stuff is cool.
It's a difficult.
It's very organic, and
It's a
you know.
difficult thing to provide information when you've already obtained
like,
a following
Can I
based
ask
on the way you look.
Can I ask you a question? Like, for example, you posted that, right? The Herbalife. So this picture got how many likes?
That's
right?
my point exactly.
And then the picture of you on a beach or something, how many likes is that gonna get?
Oh,
right?
it's always a whole. Okay, for example, when I post this, it's not.
Oh, it's 117, including David. That's right.
Thank you for the support.
Can you like it? Can you like it, Anton, please? Put a heart there, please. There we go. Thank
Oh,
you.
you
He
just
even followed.
followed. Wow.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you need to stop
Because
following our
remember,
guests.
most of my clients come from social media.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the product that they also use. It's almost like giving them a wink, like, "Hey, I'm with you. I take what you take as well."
Yeah.
So I don't care. This can get 1 like, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because it's just more to show my community, hey, this is I'm proud of what I do also.
Right. Well,
But this is my backup page that I just now started using as my main page.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. Is do you have like a private page that you use?
Well, that's the first one is Suni Sweeney.
Uh-huh.
That's the one. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay,
And,
got it.
and that one I'm using it just more.
See, that's the challenge, I think, for anybody who's established themselves in a marketplace that's just about meat, is that, you want to eventually emerge with some type of content that's, meaningful, rewarding,
one of my
informative, educational, inspiring, whatever your
Yeah.
shtick is. There's a lot of bullshit inspiration out there right
Yeah.
now.
Well, I mean, I look at her Instagram and it's completely opposite of mine. Like she's got ice cream or gelato or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you're actually enjoying life, which is cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you get upset if like a picture doesn't get? Because I mean, I think we brought it up on the podcast.
Gary
last
V.
time. Yeah, where people don't post. People wouldn't post like a cup of coffee that they just had, right? Which it's amazing, and I want to share it with everybody. But they know it's not gonna get as many likes, so they don't share highlights of their day or life,
And they
because
missing
they're
out.
afraid that people are not gonna like it.
It depends what you're doing yourself. But for what I do for my social media,
Right.
those things count. Like I had gotten amazing client from the most silly picture. I had to remember one cup like this of a bottled water, like showing it like that. And I had one of my highest customer from just that post.
Yeah.
Not that I do it for that, but for what I do, I cannot count on the likes. If you notice my picture, it will be like, they jump up and down. The only way I take a picture down if I don't like the flow.
Yeah,
If it's not flowing and making sense. But my picture, they'll have different amount of likes.
yeah. All right.
Like when I post my client's result, they don't get that much attention, but there's no way I'm not going to post my client's
Yeah.
result.
Well, you get you say clients like online training. You're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I do with Herbalife. Whenever
Okay.
anyone wants to get results, I set up meal plan with Herbalife, and then I coach them for free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they basically get the supplements and they get your services for free.
Yes.
That's cool.
And I have a team from New York that are really good at what they do, and we team up together and we coach them together in a community.
Become like a Power Ranger.
Yes.
Like when a bunch of them come together. What was the name of the big?
Well, you got what? Green Ranger, Blue Ranger,
Yeah, but they
Black
won't-
Ranger. Wait, you got Blue Power, Red Power, Black Power,
Green.
White Power. Can I say that?
Oh, you're racist.
Oh man, here it comes.
White power.
Well, but
Remember that
there's,
episode? De Chappelle?
But we did you pull up Power Ranger?
You sure did. And there's not a white one.
I was actually at a fitness comic book expo, Florida SuperCon, and the Green Ranger was there, and he still does these things. Sure, I'll take it. He still does these events where he shows up and people still like, it's the Green Ranger, and they take pictures with him. Dude, that was like 30 years ago.
That's like being an Elvis impersonator.
Yeah, but that guy is actually like he's actually a martial artist. So, and he's a real deal. I think he's a real Power Ranger.
He's like a ninja.
He might be Chuck Norris. Wait, no, that's Texas Ranger. My bad. I get them too confused. There you go.
Do you want some?
No, I won't be able to talk and with my mouth full.
It's okay.
I hear you guys showing.
What?
That's annoying, bro.
Yeah. So tell us. So you stopped competing.
Yes.
Right. And is that when you guys met, or was that just
we
way
met,
too forward?
No, we met briefly, and
Out of dinner.
yeah, I was with someone else at the time, and
No, it's not what. That's what I'm like. It's complicated because I didn't flirt with him. He didn't flirt with me.
No.
Not at all. But
we just had a conversation, and it was kind of like, oh, you're into the same shit I'm into, like, beautiful Dominican woman who had a class and was a competitor, and then like obviously there's a Latin culture there, but then she was into like Disturbed and like heavy metal and stuff.
You?
Yeah.
Really?
So there's all these eclectic kind of elements. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like very what you would I guess call contradictions in most cases, but it was like,
well, that's very
I find
unorthodox.
I find that interesting. So her and I had a great conversation, like right in front of my ex and Jason.
But I realized it when it was going on, and I told myself, Suni, stop, because it was just so dynamic.
Like you're giving Dave a boner. Stop it.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting a boner, whatever you want to
You
call
were
it.
getting a lady boner.
And I was like, oh my God, but I'm too respectful. I'm like, you know what, Suni, just stop. But
Did you just stop talking? It made it really awkward?
no, not awkward, but I stopped because she would, me personally, it's just no way.
No.
But me personally, it's just no way he's going to connect with another woman like that in front of me. It's just not happening. And she was just so like, okay. And I'm like, hold up.
Like, unless it's our child that I'm explaining to the babysitter, there's some serious needs that need to be addressed here.
I'll address the
Okay.
babysitter.
Okay. No.
She's going to take care of the babysitter.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So anyway,
Take care of the baby.
I kind of like, stop quiet, talking so much, but it's crazy though. As I walked out, getting in the car, I knew he was going to be mine.
Wow.
I knew it.
She even said that Jason made an advance on her.
Don't say that.
And she said,
I backed up.
no, it is forbidden.
No!
No, I didn't say anything. I just went like this.
You went like this.
No, she had the lip thing. It's forbidden.
But Maria.
But Sister Encarnacion, we can break our vows together. Please, please.
It did not happen like that. And I can't believe you're saying that publicly. I just went like backed up like this.
Yeah. Like this.
SpongeBob.
You had like triple chin. Like, yeah.
Because in my mind,
kiss me now.
Yeah. Wow, that is a sexy encounter. Tell us more.
because in my mind, I'm very loyal. And
Yeah.
I was like, I had to be loyal to my man. I'm
Yeah.
like, how can I kiss him and then I'm going to have him? That would have been awkward.
Yeah, of course.
And I knew
So in your mind, you guys were already together.
Oh, yes, I knew it.
This is 6 years ago, bro.
Wow. You guys were already boning in your mind, and Jason's like,
This is
"What's
6 years
up?"
ago.
But then, like, I saw him at a gym. But
You're like, this is
No,
occupied.
but I just went like this from far away, But he never, he never like DM me, try to message me, try to be cute. He would have, I wouldn't be with him because that would have made him a pick.
Yeah.
Now, when I found out that he was single, I was the one on that DM asking the most stupid questions.
Ooh, you slid into the
Oh,
DM.
yeah. I
You
was
did the splits into the DM.
She became the creep that she warned everyone about.
Wow.
It's like, you got to watch out for these kind of men, ladies. Except today, I'm going to put my man hat on and be that. I'm going to be that in his DM.
I was nice. I was
No,
just,
she was very nice.
Whenever I find something in common, like, oh my God, we have so much in common.
Yeah, she sent me messages like, what gym? Hey, how are you? What gym are you working at? oh yeah, because I need some help with my stretching. I'm like, okay. Yeah, you can come by the gym anytime. Cool. Yeah, okay. All right. And it was like, oh, okay. Well, have a good day. All right. And then not hear from him for a couple of days. And then what she told me backstory was like she was talking to her friends like, does this dude like me? Like, I don't know. He's not giving me any vibes or anything. And it's like, so what happened? You said something like someone else sent me a message and I thought it was you.
Well, no, because
To
eventually
determine if I was into her.
I would throw him hand. Like one of them was like, he's like, oh, we can work out this day. And I'm like, oh, good, but because I need to get my body ready to be to have it next to yours. And he was still getting the hints. I'm like,
Oh, I'm like that too.
oh my god,
I do not get hints at all.
No.
so funny. Like my girlfriend took my cell phone and she's like, give me that, Suni. And she's like, I've been out of the game, but I don't know.
She's like, show me your penis.
Yeah, exactly.
No, she would just aggress. She's like, how's Tuesday looking? And she just like, I'm like, and she sent it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. And then right there, he responded. That was like a Tuesday. So Thursday. He's like, and then we went for a date that Thursday, and we've been inseparable since then.
That's a good outcome
in a serial killer
of a
kind of
situation where your friend takes your phone and starts texting.
Yeah.
I was in LA and my buddy took my other friend's phone and started texting, and they were both drunk. And that wasn't
Not good.
not good.
Yeah. How do you explain that one?
He just texted randomly somebody, and then that person answered. And my friend's like,
oh no.
and then he's like, guys, I will meet you in 2 hours. And then decks out.
Trouble.
And we're like, what? Okay, whatever. And then so we all go back, and my friend had texted. He's like, oh, shit. We're like, what? He's like, nothing. So then my friend comes back, and he's like, which one of you motherfuckers texted this? So apparently that's $2 in the jar.
There you go.
So apparently he texted some girl, and he's like, hey, I like texted some booty text.
Yeah, you know when you get those messages
Yeah.
when you see something and you're like, oh God, this person sent this to me. And then
Yeah.
they send you another message after you've seen it
Yeah.
and they go, I'm sorry, I sent this by accident to the wrong person.
Oh, this
Really?
But my friend went there, and imagine this dude showing up, like this girl's probably sleeping, and he just shows up at the door, and he's like, did you mean what you said? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god.
He's like, imagine that.
I got it right here.
So then
I filed a police report. It's right here.
I have proof.
Proof.
But yeah, so that's cool. That you have a good outcome of
Oh my
the
God.
situation.
Yeah.
And how long have you guys been together?
What, since February, right?
28,
Yeah, since February.
12 o'clock.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you put like some kind of a magic spell on Dave.
Oh, him or not.
When you guys met, you're like
It
like, that man's gonna be mine, and then you went and made a voodoo doll out of
Exactly.
with Dave's resemblance,
Yep.
and started like
It was a SpongeBob. It was a SpongeBob. She just keeps like putting like Spanish food on it.
No, but you know what? It was crazy though, and I told him this. When I was 19 years old, don't ask me why. I used to write a lot on my diary daily.
yeah.
And when I was 19, on one page, I wrote the man of my dream, from size and everything,
From size.
and everything.
Specifics, bro.
Specific.
She mail
Wow.
order man.
Oh
And him.
shit!
It's
And then you
him.
sent it out into the universe.
And it's him.
Wow.
I'm
me.
like, this is creepy.
Yeah.
Did you ever send that to Santa Claus?
No, it's on my. It's
No,
on my-
when I showed up to her door though, I
Yeah.
opened the door and I said, "It's me."
You're so stupid.
The one you wrote about in your diary when you were 19. And her mind was like, and then she knew.
You're like,
I was the
Santa
Ted
sent
Bundy
me.
of her dreams. I was the Ted Bundy of her dreams.
No, but that's crazy. though.
Slide over, Jeffrey Dahmer.
So be careful what you write, because maybe that's why my other relationship didn't work.
Damn. Do you believe in that stuff, like coincidences or faith, or like what do you believe in?
I do believe in, I strongly
Karma.
believe. Not karma. That's what I ask. And when you especially so specific, the universe is going to give you what you want. And it's not going to come in pleasant way.
Yeah.
Because maybe I needed to wait this whole time just to
When
be
did
with
you
him.
write that in your diary?
I was 19. I'm about to be 39.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, mail system, I guess, was delayed a bit.
And then beforehand, I was single for 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
7 years.
I just not attractive to people like that.
Yeah.
It needs to be a lot to it, you know. And it's so funny. His look is what kept me a little bit like away because I thought he was too pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you know, like, oh, there's more to him than that.
What her direct quote was, I think he really believes the shit that he's saying. That's what she said to me. She said, I thought you were like a nice looking man, but then I started reading your captions. And then he really believed that shit he's talking.
That's how I sound.
Yes. That's what she said to me. She said, you really believe this shit you're talking. And I'm like, yeah, I really do. I think belief is a powerful thing.
Did you ever remember that movie Meet the Fockers?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Was that Meet the Fockers when there was an Owen Wilson and he played a character where he's like traveled the world,
Yeah.
knows all these things?
No, that's Zoolander.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Ansel, when he was tripping on with spider
No,
monkeys.
Meet the Fockers.
Okay, he was in that too.
When they go and meet the parents, and then her ex,
Right.
He's Owen Wilson.
Yeah. He's got
and
everything.
He's like,
Yeah,
he's got everything,
He's the
right? And he's a
man.
good guy.
Right.
And then Ben Stiller's jealous. So when we all went to dinner afterwards, my girl,
Yeah.
Leo, you,
Yeah.
and then my girl's like, you remember that movie Meet the Fockers? Dave kind of reminds me of that guy. I was like, what? I was like, why do you say that?
Cramp, bro.
She's like, but in a good way. I'm like,
Fucking guy won't shut the fuck up. $1 in the bucket. Fuck it.
because Dave's like,
I'm just so eager to help, man. I swear.
but he, when he was talking to Leo, is like very educational, and he's talking about his experiences, and it was interesting for us all to hear. So Dave's talking and talking. She's like, you remember that guy from Meet the Fockers?
Yeah, but dude, I saw the
I was
Coco
like-
Pelli on Leo's ankle, and I tried to open him up.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
tattoos are a gateway to opening someone up. They mean something.
Yeah.
So we went from Coco Pelli, and he's like, "Yeah, I got one here."
Started with that.
I started with that.
Then he brought him down in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, I had to. It was a little hot, I couldn't
Damn.
go. I couldn't touch it too
No,
much.
no.
I had to come
You were
back.
working
to
your
it.
way
I'm
up
working
to
my
it.
magic in there.
Damn, you had to massage it a little bit.
Exactly.
Tenderize.
That's right. It's difficult to get people to.
To open up?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of good conversations that can happen, but then there's also the ability to really like tell your story, like
Yeah.
what makes you you and what makes you tick, and the circumstances that have happened in your life, and why you are who you are, who's affected you in a positive way, what struggles do you have. I mean, Suni and I have talked a lot about just the fitness industry and how, objectifying yourself and you're trying to sell yourself. I mean, what are you selling yourself for? Supplements? Well, okay. No, you don't want to sell yourself for a brand or for supplements. You want to sell,
Fit tea.
yeah, fit tea, slim tea, waist trainers. Those are the real important things in life. But, I think her and I have talked about just the way, young girls, especially now that I have daughters. You've got a daughter, bro. I would not, if my girls wanted to do IFBB or they wanted to do a bikini competition or they wanted to do that, okay. But there's such an emphasis on this behavior now that it's like, I don't know if you know who Candace Owen is. Candace Owens, she's like a conservative. She's like an African-American woman who's like conservative. She's totally pro-Trump and stuff. And not to get political, but she's super smart. She's very educated. Now, you go to her page, you look at her Instagram, she's just like a regular girl. She's wearing a sweatshirt, it says New York on it. If you see her main profile picture, you just go, okay, what's so special? She debates some of the most brilliant minds in the political arena. And it's because she's got that head on straight, and she knows how to, she knows how to put everything in context. She knows how to marshal an argument. She knows how to reference her facts properly. She knows, from her ideological perspective, how things are going to play out in popular culture. She knows how to analyze everything. And it's like, that's what I'm hoping to prepare and help with her too, is, she has this mission to help elevate women's, awareness of the impact and the power that they have. Because ultimately men, I think, are weak to women's strength.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time since men have kind of like been afraid of women's strengths, and there's a lot of insecurity. Like, for example, won't say any names, but lawsuits, women getting hurt
Right.
over insecurity. These are things that happen every day in relationships because men can't be secure. And so when you talk about women and bringing up strong girls and raising good girls and stuff, Suni's an inspiration because she comes from a very, very challenging background, you know, growing up in a third world country and not having a toilet and, you know.
That's tough. Dude,
I mean, she would tell me stories and stuff, and it's easy for me to forget because I look at her now and it's like, you know, she's just, she's a complete person, you know, like she still works on, we still have all of our things we need to work on every day, but she's very powerful in her persuasiveness to live for the moment. Like, be grateful for what you have, be happy with what you have, appreciate the life that you've been given and the time that you have. Don't worry about yesterday, just focus on today and what you can do with this moment right now. This is your choice. So that's really what her message is. A lot of her posts you go through, and yeah, you know, she's obviously beautiful and she'll use fitness and all these things, but behind the layers of that, there's an incredible person, you know, a great human being. And so this was a great opportunity for us all to get together and talk about this and how, you know, her presence in the fitness industry, you know, started off like kind of being angry. You know, you started bodybuilding, you told me, and it was like,
I don't anger.
Yeah, it was like a therapy for you. I think a lot of people do that. A lot of people get into fitness. I did. I got into fitness not because I had delusions of grandeur to be some idol. I got in the fitness industry because I was broken, you know, and the one thing I knew I could fix it was me. I could fix me because I got tired of looking for things to fix me. I got tired of looking for clubs to fix me and girls to fix me and a new car to fix me and a new job, new whatever. I had to go in. So, you know, when her and I met, it was like that connection of you had been broken. You have some things like, and you don't try to hide them. A lot of people really work on hiding those things. And because they get good at something, because they've used that broken part of themselves to make something cool that everyone's like, oh yeah, you know, like you're Mr. Olympia. Yeah, but you're angry as fuck. Like you're not a good person inside. You got something eating at you that's running the gears behind here, that's getting you the trophies, you know, and you see that behind stage. You see those kind of people when they operate like that. And so, you know, we both blew off all the steam, you know, we blew off all the anger, and we don't want that anger, even though it brought us to a great place. Anger can be a great energy source where you can reconstruct your life after it's been shattered. But the time for sad songs and playing victim, to really redefine yourself and reemerge as a complete whole new reinvented person, you're going to have to leave that fuel behind too. You got to find another fuel source. And so...
And that is your 5 minutes with Dave.
And notice, not one F-bomb. Not one.
Good shit.
You know, but...
It can be a vehicle when you're that angry at everything. It can be a vehicle to take you to X, Y, and Z, whatever destination be. But once you get there, you have to get out of that bus and get on another one.
You have to get on the bus.
You got to get in a
different
new one.
bus, yeah.
Because that one will break down. And today I was rereading a book, and it reminded me of something that I told myself. When I opened my shoe store, the one I told you that I failed, I opened that out of fear, out of anger, I'm going to show him what I'm made out of. But when you do anything like that, it crashes.
Work, yeah.
And you know, bodybuilding was the same thing. When, you know how independent I was, this boss lady.
But you were trying to prove what to who? When
I moved to Miami, immediately I met somebody. And for the first time in my life, I depended on somebody. Never, not even for my mom. I was actually used to always give money to my mom. I never had anyone give me money. So I moved to Miami, fell in love with somebody, and the lifestyle was ridiculous. We lived together, I helped him raise his children, and I lost sense of of my independence financially, to the point it was literally years after years, I start to assist when it comes to credit record or anything, because everything he paid for everything. Right. So when I finally realized, Suni, what are you doing? You need to do something. You need to, you know, because what if it means die? And here you are living the multi-millionaire lifestyle when you had nothing for you. So when I finally brought this to the table, we started bickering, you know, for the same reason he said, so men cannot have women empowered the same way. Long story short, we finally break up. And during that breakup, I opened the shoe store literally within 2-3 months, but I was angry. And when I get angry like that, now I can handle that type of anger. Back then, I can't. I will isolate myself, like not even my family. And I do this since I was a teenager. I get angry, I disappear.
Was that because of the years of neglecting who you are and you were repressing the person that you were because you were exchanging that for the security that the relationship provided? So you were putting yourself back here, and then it kept building up and building up and building up.
That and more. It was more than that. It just whenever angry like that will happen, I go back to my childhood. I go back to reminding myself, you see, you're not worth it. You see, this is why that happened to you. You see,
It's okay.
It's okay.
I can handle that. I just get emotional thinking I used to treat myself like that.
Yeah, there's people carry around these wounds, and especially children, that's the biggest thing that people don't understand is that when children are physically, verbally, or sexually abused, they carry around this feeling of it was my fault. I can't tell anybody what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
No one will believe me if I say that anyway. They've thought of the million excuses of why not keeping my mouth shut is the only way.
And so I was married, whatever happened by now, to that. To like, it's no wonder that you were so sexually abused for so many years. It's no wonder that you were a furniture.
You blamed yourself.
So yeah, it's almost like this is what you deserve, Because at that time, we were finally about to have a child together because I couldn't have children. I have a problem with that. So all of these things just came with me, and it just felt like, and I'm hard about sharing with like my sister. I just rather, I'm going to fix it on my own. So I just had it working out. I would work in the shoe store. I would work out in the morning, work in the shoe store, go to the gym. And if the gym closed, I would run outside. And it was my life like this. And then I started getting...
You just had to stay busy, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Stay busy. And so at that time, someone told me, oh, you should compete. And I'm like, why not? I didn't know what that was.
Right.
And little that in 6 months, I became a pro on stage. Because that's all I did. I literally I went everything I was doing, but now I'm competing, getting ready for that.
Yeah.
And all of that would just, like he said, to hide that anger, hide that pain. But as the pain, I was learning more with personal development to let go of the pain and not to blame myself. So, and then realizing what that sport was, everything started changing.
Yeah.
Everything started changing. I kind of like lost the love for training in that manner. Because now it kind of remind me of me punishing myself. So now I do enjoy exercising. I do more yoga than anything else, but I enjoy.
Yeah, you enjoy. You do your own training for you.
Yes,
now,
yes.
not for somebody else.
Not for somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to, I feel like, get results. Anyway.
That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
I remember when I did martial arts when I was younger, I would always try to be like my teacher.
Yeah.
And then my teacher would kick my ass. And he would say, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me. It's like that scene in The Matrix, Morpheus and Neo. He's like, you telling me that me beating you has anything to do with speed? It's you. I'm teaching you me. You have to learn you based on me.
Right.
And so you learn the opposing technique. Anytime a technique comes, you learn the superior technique. And so that relationship builds. And it's like, creating your art comes from so many different things that you're exposed to. And it's like, don't just focus on one thing that's just going to grind you down until you can't adapt anymore. It's all adaptation, So the environment just plays this huge role now in just you choosing, well, I just don't want this. I want all of these things. What more do I want to know? Like they say, like there's known unknowns and then there's unknown unknowns. There's things you don't know. And there's things that you don't even know you don't know. Well, how the fuck do you figure that out? You just do what you don't know consistently, and you become aware of the unknown unknowns. There's things that come into your life. There's people that you meet. There's someone who takes the time, like they say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. People come out of nowhere. it's because you're living that life of, I don't know, you know, and it's a beautiful place to be in. The I don't know, because you're not angry anymore.
Yeah.
You're not reactive anymore. You're not dealing with this button's being pushed. I'm being triggered. I feel like, you know, transgender should be allowed to be in powerlifting championships when they were boys, and now they're girls.
That took a different swing.
But I was reading the other day about
The gay frogs, the ones that turn into
gay
girls.
frogs. Yeah.
Did you see that? I sent
Like
that to you?
our WhatsApp is just littered with Dave's like findings, the group chat. But no, it's just basically about how men tend to hold on to all these things because we're all macho and we're independent and we're men, you know, so we're not allowed to be sensitive. We're not allowed to talk about things, you know, and so we hold it all in. And by holding it all in, it sort of like implodes. And a lot of the issues that we have later on, you know, is because we just hold so much stuff in. We never really shit it out, you know? So what do you think about that?
Totally agree. That,
Like the diseases or conditions.
cancer, anything.
Like specifically in men, because women
Heart
are a little
disease.
bit more sensitive, so you guys could talk about it. You know, we don't like, it's not like I'm like, yo, Dave, listen, I got to talk to you about this thing, man. And we start crying together, you know?
No, but I agree with you.
Yeah,
That's what
so-
was happening to me. Sometimes it's too much like I'm too much like a male in certain aspect, but I went many years without sharing anybody. Everything that happened to me. There's still a lot of people in my family that are in the dark. Like I explained to him, when my father passed away, and I made sure that he didn't knew the sexual abuse that I went through, because I said it's already too late. Yeah. And I don't want him to be in regret and in terror that he couldn't do nothing for his daughter all those years. So I kept a lot of those things in. And then as I got older, I started sharing more. And now I go live and I speak about it.
Yeah.
I cry sometimes I can control myself, but I do speak more about it because there's so many people there like that.
Yeah, of
but
course.
they swear that it's the end to them. And I share to them. I don't give anyone detail because it's too grotesque. That's the word. It's too disgusting. But I do explain, look, what I went through wasn't easy. And I give them a sample, but not like detail by detail, because I don't do it feel sorry for me. I do it more, hey, I've been in your shoes too.
Yeah.
I grew up super poor, abused sexually, physically, verbally, hardly any love. I lived in a foster care house pretty much, but from family to family. And I showed them, look, I'm not a multimillionaire, but I'm really good for where I started. That's why I share a lot more. And I get uncomfortable still talking about it, but I feel that so many women look up to me, not like a crazy amount, but enough that for me to speak, I don't know, I feel like it's empower them to show them, hey, look, continue moving forward. Even my experience with my ex, with many women will get stuck in a relationship like that. So I don't know. In that aspect, now I became more women. I listening more to the women energy versus the masculine one that tend to withhold that type of energy in.
Just be angry, suck it up, don't make excuses,
Yeah.
just go. Like, yeah, it's definitely a complex scenario because we
do
don't.
it? No, go ahead.
No, because we don't have the. It's institutionalized. You know, don't talk too much. Don't share feelings. Don't be vulnerable because your vulnerabilities will be exploited ultimately. Right. Don't reveal secrets because only those people you reveal secrets can use it against you. Don't have any trust, and keep it all in. And that just leads to a complete, life of repression and regret.
Right.
Because it's all energy. That's why I feel like it sounds grandiose, but there's a lot of people talking about this, like the singularity, like we are the lifetime. It's our generation as we getting ready to go into full-blown, cyborg integrated AI biology, that all the generational curses and the generational issues, we have enough medicine, we have enough technology, we have enough therapists, we have enough means of solving these problems that in one lifetime, if you really do the work, you can get the therapy and you can be like self-realized, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like you can have self-actualization. You can really like be enlightened or be peaceful or whatever you want to call it, just human, like a whole human with no issues, no baggage, no needs, no desires, no suffering, no, just happy with life and healthy. Yeah. So yeah, just share. Don't be afraid to share human feelings. Because if you don't, you're depriving your physiology. Emotions, you're meant to cry. You're meant to mourn. You know, there's a doctor who was on TEDx recently, and he talked about he's a therapist, and he exclusively deals with breathing because I formulated a breathing aid. I got interested in all this respiration information. And this guy, Fortune 500 CEOs that just have that alpha mentality of never breaking down and sucking it up their entire life, and getting panic attacks and all these things. Like I'm a CEO for a Fortune 500 company. I can't sit in a boardroom and have a panic attack. What the hell is going on? So he goes to the therapist. He says, just start breathing with me, and he just puts him through a series of breathing techniques, and he triggers the panic attack. And he's like, okay. So tell me about the last year. Anything out of the normal? I was like, well, I lost my best friend 6 months ago. I lost my brother 2 months ago. My mom's got cancer, and yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Have you mourned your friend? Yeah. Have you mourned your brother? What are you doing with your mom? Are you spending a lot of time with her? Like, what's going on? It's like, no, I can't deal with that right now. Yeah. Just too much work, and my family needs me at home. And well, that's why you're having panic attacks, buddy, because you're not mourning. So there's a thing where people say, I don't want to deal with people. They're always broken down. They're so emotional all the time. Well, man, we're supposed to be here for each other. I got news for you. Don't have babies if you're tired of crying, because you're gonna get it. It's just human nature.
There has to be a balance to it, though, because I have a lot of clients, so many people I deal with, and I feel, yes, face your emotion, talk to them, but don't drown in them. It's like a TV channel. You don't stay there watching popcorn, watching your problem. Deal with them and get to work. It's like I explained to, when I found out my mother had a illness, right? I cried like crazy. I spent time with her, but I go to the gym because I was a professional bodybuilder. Yeah. And I be lifting, and sometimes I will break down crying, but I continue doing my work. And then when I had time, I spend time with her. But because to me, some people would want to go one extreme or the other. Either I'm going to ignore and just work, or I'm just going to focus on the problem. But we have to find a balance, because everything that I've gone through, I learned the clock going to continue going. War is going to continue reviving with or without us. But to withholding from the feeling and I talk to somebody or spend time whoever you need to, is not healthy. But it's not also healthy not to continue moving forward just because bad things are happening in your life. I don't know if that makes sense.
100%. And
I had two clients at the same time. One lost her husband. That I was like, oh my God, lost his husband. She placed her order, still going for it, and I would talk to her, be a friend to her, not just a client. Then I had another one that her stepfather, somebody died, and because of that, she started her program. So that used to show me, I'm like, that's when I learned, what, it's just on that mindset.
It's weird too, because when you start talking about death, I've had my brush with near death and stuff, and I get people, they start looking at me like, can we not talk about this? And I'm like, for all we know, because we don't know shit, for all we know, there's a bunch of people on the side laughing at us, going, it's a fucking party over there. Yeah. Another dollar in the bucket. Right. We don't know. That's the thing. But why is our default, oh God, so depressing? It's like life is already depressing as it is. You're already living like you're depressed. Yeah. And you can't even be sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. So why have you already made it? What does that say about the way you're living your life now? Because you already perceive the end is not a new beginning. You perceive it as it's over. When nothing in nature is like that. Everything in nature is a continuous process of recycling, reusing. There's nothing wasted. So why would us as human beings be wasted? Yeah. And if there is something special about us, the fact that we can we're animals, but we can rationalize, we can think about our thoughts. We're the only creatures that think about our thoughts or contemplate on our actions. all the other animals are just instinctual. They just do things. They get tools. They react. They don't go, I wonder why I used the stone instead of the stick today. They don't think about those things. We do. So that is a product of the earth and all the biological evolutionary mechanisms, right? We're from that. So why would it serve no purpose? Why would we automatically go, well, death is just it, and that's just it, and there's empty shell, and there's nothing beyond that? Yeah. There's something definitely beyond it. I've gone there and come back. I can't remember if there was a bunch of people laughing and dancing, but I can tell you this: it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't a bad thing when I checked out and I was gone. It was like, I'm glad to be back, because there's still stuff to learn here.
You just missed us.
Yeah. I was like, I can see the G talks in my future.
It's there's a movie with Jason Segel, I think, and basically, the whole plot of the movie is this guy figures out that there's an afterlife, and so all these people couldn't wait to get there, so they started. The suicide rates went through the roof.
What? Is that a funny movie?
Yeah. No, it's not a funny movie. It's a really good movie though. Should check it out. It's pretty cool. I forgot the name of it, but and yeah, so it's kind of crazy because when you're like, oh well, there's another, like you said, there's another party going on over there, and then all these people just started dropping like flies. I'll just go over there.
Yeah, there's just as much of a case as it being a great thing as there is being whatever everyone else thinks.
What's the rush though?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, take it easy. Yeah. So.
But anyway, so do you spread your message to via social media, or do you do like some kind of events to reach out to girls that have been emotionally, sexually abused? How do you do you do events or just stuff like that? Public speaking?
I've been wanting to. I just haven't have.
You should.
The idea of how to start it, but what I do is when I do stories, I have a circle or highlight. Okay. I have a highlight that I call it healing. Okay. And I just post stuff there. And then on YouTube, which I'm terrible and I want to get better at.
Well, you're on YouTube now. So.
Oh, and I try to on YouTube load a video. And we're talking about that to start making it more of a constant feeding those feed. Mm-hmm. So, and now I started my boot camp on Saturdays. Towards the end, I want to talk about, because when I talk about this message, I'm not talking so much about, what happened to you? I don't want to curse. I cannot say it.
You can. You just got to put $1 in a jar.
Like a motherfucker. That's how I look at that. Like, I want to empower women to be like, oh, that was a cough. That was a cold that I had. Not to feel ashamed.
Right. It was weakness. Why would you feel weak when someone was weak on you, right?
And it's hard. I learned that lesson. I was 9 years old. I was 9 or 10. I remember after the incident, and every time I saw it happen, I would cry and I would tell Jesus, I am so sorry. Like, seriously, like I would pray asking Jesus to forgive me, thinking that somehow I had something to do with that. Mm-hmm. And I remember one day, I'm like, all this in Spanish, of course, and I don't know why, maybe that was God, I don't know what it was, but at such a young age, I realized, I told, like in my head, I would say, this is not your fault. I told myself, this is not your fault. Yeah. What is your fault is how you react after this. I don't know where I got that. I never heard that in my life. At 19 years old. And that helped me cope as best as I could into adulthood. And I find better way to handle myself. Because even now, I have, it's like a big scarf. It's never going to go away. Yeah. But you can maybe put a cute tattoo on it, So, and that's how I want to empower women. Not someone, let's not sit here and talk what happened. No, I'm going to show you how things that you can do to feel empowered, to look at that was just an accident.
And here's the alarming statistic behind abuse is that 1 in 3 girls are abused sexually and 1 in 5 boys are abused sexually. So you have a lot of people on Instagram that are getting a lot of attention and objectifying themselves, but the numbers don't lie. A lot of these people are hiding the pain by getting gratification through that stimulus. Right. They're just not, and the bigger picture is that it's so sad that they were victimized by their own beauty. Now they're victimizing themselves because they're attractive. Mm-hmm. and they're not getting help, they're not evolving, they're going to be stuck in that. And then when your looks fade, honey, there's that millionaire who's paying your bills now, or those product shout outs or whatever. The area of opportunity to change and grow and evolve is going to die. And so that's the unfortunate thing is, that's kind of like our message now. We want to help people just discover who they are, find their voice, and be true to their voice. You can be as sexy as you want to be. That's great. It's great to be a good-looking human being. But what comes out of this thing is more powerful and will last forever. What you're in is perishable. It's like the nutrition from the food nourishes your life and makes you feel energy. That's what you want from the food. You don't want, empty calories unless it's a cheat day.
Well, to add to that, there is two extremes with people that went to sexual abuse. They're either too conservative and they don't want to be, or hide their sexuality because they associate it with that. But when it comes to social media, because I know I have a niece and now she has her social media, I'm like, oh my God. Because I even show her, because she's already at that age, she's posting, so I show her and I'm like, you see Tutu, why I post like this? I'm like, it's intentional. Because I could have done it like this and like that, but that's too vulgar. Like I'm teaching her, because I don't know what she's gonna do.
Yeah.
And she listened to me like a mama. And what I do, because I know I did a poll, how many young girls follow me, and I have a lot. So I speak to them and I look, I understand now we have this woman empowerment. But woman empowerment doesn't mean walking around showing your titties.
Yeah.
Now, if that's what you really want, that's your empowerment. But if that's not what you want to do, don't do that just because you think that's part. Because a lot of older women, that's the message that they're giving to a lot of young. And I consider me another woman. And I was like, yes, I'm sexy, but I'm very sexual woman. I'm walking my walk.
Right.
If you are not
That's
sexy,
you.
that's who I am. And even girls on her were like, they're like, oh, Suni, can you show me how to be sexy? I'm like, and I asked her, do you like being sexy? No. I'm like, don't do it.
You got to be in your skin.
You gotta be in your skin. If you conservative, that's your women power. Now, in public, you're never gonna find me too sexy because that's not who I am. If I'm in the beach, you better believe I'm gonna be half naked. And that's to me the message, because if I go on social media, tell girl be conservative, then the girls that are not conservative, not gonna like that message, or I'm taking their power. So that's what I'm really trying to teach. Empowerment as a woman is, if you want to be a housewife, be the best you can, and that's your empowerment. You want to be a businesswoman, then that's your empowerment.
Yeah, find your empowerment.
Find your empowerment. It's not showing your nipples. And that's like the thing now. I notice, I'm like, so I see a lot of people doing that, and some of them follow me, and I say it out loud. I'm like, that's not empowerment.
Yeah.
If that's not your thing, don't do it.
Yeah, there's so much information that we get that controls our perceptions, that then thus controls the way we think, and then thus through our thinking triggers emotions that makes us act or react. So it's like awareness is the critical thing. I remember, you guys ever felt like this, a scenario that was about to present itself, that you knew there was two outcomes based on two different things that are just hypothetical really because they haven't happened, but there's a decision that needs to be made. You're going to have to make this decision, and you look down that one road and you've said, oh well, here's the consequences of that decision and the implications and people that would be involved if I chose that. And then conversely, you look down the other direction and it's the same scenario, just different outcome, different people. But then when the situation arises, I learned very, very recently, all that shit's in my fucking head. I don't even react. I let what action needs to take in the moment happen when it happens.
All right. There's
so many people that are just in their head and they're thinking their way out of doing everything. They're thinking their way out of, and this is a really, really a big subject, because it's the reason why people don't go to the gym. It's a reason why people don't try to ask someone out that they really have feelings for or like. It's a reason why they defeat themselves in everything that they've ever wanted to do. They live an entire life of regret because they live in this world in their head where they think that they know, based on some fucked up math in their mind, that if I do this, it's going to result in that and that and that and that. And that's for sure. It's going to happen. Why most people I know who I grew up with, went to public school in the United States. I didn't grow up here, but I went to high school here. They all have that same mentality, except for the people that went off to play NBA, right, or the people that went off and became stars or did whatever. They were pioneers. Why are they the pioneers? It's because these other people, they don't give that same mentality the upside. of
They
it.
plant that seed, that negative seed in their brain, and it just grows and grows more, and it grows into every single thing that they're thinking about. So that, fear of failure, right? Or fear that, oh, this is going to turn into this, I'm going to fail at this or whatever, right?
Right.
So it grows and grows and grows. And then, people make up conditions.
Yeah. It's funny,
People
though.
make up conditions.
They do. The roots are underneath. They're in the dark
Right.
that no one gets to see.
Right.
And they got this mindset of like, it's just going to be stuck in the mud, my life. But attached to the same tree are the branches that provide the fruit. Why aren't people thinking on the upside of this?
Wow.
The fact is, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to happen. And you know what? If I try something different outside of this whole fucked up logic I have about what's possible for me, if I just for 1 second take this step out of the line, separate myself from what I would normally do, what you normally do and how you normally think, fuck that guy. Step out of line and do something different and watch how the world changes for you. Because you don't know the possibilities of scenario when you do choose to do something different that you say, what the hell? I'm just going to give it a shot. See what happens.
I just think it's very hard to talk people into taking that step.
You got to scare them. Sometimes you have to scare them.
I know people like that, and I've tried, and it's just like you don't even know which way to approach them from. It's just like stubborn as hell. People, I don't even know how to break through to tell them that, listen, it's gonna be okay if you do something a little bit different.
For people like that, what I had shared with, even because that's one of the main thing I ask when I have interview with people that want to be a distributor. The first thing, I'm afraid of failing, fear of failing, fear of not making it.
Yeah.
And I tell them, well, you're right. You have a percentage of failing, but there's also the other side. So it's a 50-50. Because if I try to convince them that forget about failing, it never worked. Yeah. So I figure, yeah, you're right. There's how about this? There cannot be 100% fail. There's a 50-50.
Yeah.
The only way to find out is to get to do it. And when you fail, doesn't mean that it's the end of it. That you find out in that method doesn't work. Then will you try a different method?
That's like when you do partial repetitions in the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding, right? Arnold dedicates a small paragraph to using partial reps because it's not normally what your rep range would be. It's over your 1 rep max.
Right.
So you can only perform a half a rep. Well, you do a half a rep with more weight than you've ever lifted before, and guess what your 1 rep max feels like now? Light. So it's all relative based on the information that you're subjecting to your senses. You put yourself in a situation where the pressure is greater, all of a sudden, your environment and your life's not so hard anymore. It's like we talk about all the time how to problem solve and get people to take a course of action. She doesn't care, dude. She doesn't care if people, I've heard her on the phone with people. She does not give a shit if they sign up for Herbalife. She doesn't care if they talk shit. She doesn't care. She's like, dude, just do something. You reached out to me because you want to change. I don't care if you change with me. Just do something. And so she's like, I don't know how to talk to these people. Sometimes they're just so buried in their own muck.
Right.
They got so much, stuck in the mud. And I'm like, you got to shock them with the fear of death. To me, that is the catalyst that will generate action better than anything in the world. Either actual physical death, near death, or because they're all afraid of it, even though they don't know that there could be something cool on the other side. They're still afraid of it because there's no definitive answers. There's no sensory input. Right. It's the moment of finality.
What do you mean shock them with the fear of death?
So for example, in my situation where I almost died, it was a shock. What did it lead to? It led to a greater sense of living with greater purpose.
So you're saying is unless people get that shock, they're not going to
get it. Yeah. You get it from training every day. You're hitting a wall every day. There's a little bit of you that's feeling pain and suffering every day. That tends to create, when there's good feelings like standing on the stage and getting rewarded for your efforts, then you appreciate that more. It's the building of the value of your life. And if you can't take action based on knowing that this is a temporary thing you're experiencing, you think it's forever because it's all you've known. But there will come a day where you can't do anything else about it. And I'm like, talk to these people, man. Statistics don't lie. Heart disease kills more people in this country than anything else. 1 in 3 people have heart disease. They're going to die of a heart attack or stroke. 1 in 4 have cancer. 1 in 5 have diabetes. These are real life issues that could be, a lot of them could be corrected.
Could be prevented with
by very simple things. Now, let me ask you, does your mom have diabetes? Well, then double goes your rate when it's running in your family, because they always say it's genetics. You got it. It's genetics. Well, it's not. Now they know. People are still living like they think it's genetics. Like, oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Like the flu. Yeah, I got it. I'm going to have it. No, it's like if you start changing your life and working out, epigenetics dictates that the gene expressions that could modulate your immune function. You could beat heart disease if you eat right. You could cure diabetes. Even type 1 has been cured with proper diet. You know, insulin dependent people have been cured. So it's this thing of like, put someone on the money where death is the inevitable like thing, but it's going to be this. Would you rather choose how you're going to go? Would you rather go up in a flames of glory knowing that the wheels are falling off the motherfucker? Or do you want to have a slow
Watching
suffocation, of potato chips and fat rolls and oily, greasy pimples and just a life of, I could have been good at that, but, you know?
So animated, this guy.
The butts, man.
I mean, people make up, like I said, people make up conditions. What you were talking about before, when people think about something that I have this.
Yeah.
I feel like they attract it even more.
Even more,
like,
yes.
100%.
So then, you might not even be sick, right? You might not even be diagnosed with anything. And then you just go on the internet, you read a bunch of things, and you're like, fuck, I have the symptoms.
Yeah.
$4.
Confirmation bias. Yeah.
Right? And then
Well,
and then
$5
you
because
Yeah.
you guys love the
The
$5.
pot's getting bigger.
So then, and then it grows, and then these conditions just get bigger, and they attract ultimately what they were fearing so much. Like, shit, I'm afraid, I don't know, what is this little bump? It could be cancer, it could be whatever.
Could be a penis.
Could be shit, I got a penis growing on my elbow.
Penis, mama.
You know what this part is called, by the way?
What?
A weenus.
A weenus?
This little bit of skin. Just a little Snapple fact for you.
There you go. I thought it was a humorous.
Nope. But so people create these things. Like it's kind of funny. So my girl got sick, and she's sick right now. She's getting better, but she's and she doesn't feel very well, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, come on, it's nothing, like, so I'm trying to help,
right?
But at the same time, I just want to take her and shake her and just be like, she's got a fever and everything and is getting better. But she went online and started reading up all these things.
Of course.
And she's like, I have this. And then so she put it in her head that she had this thing. So she had like a sinus infection. It's a viral sinus infection, congestion. I'll actually give her that. Yeah. So, and then, and she's like, no, it's this thing. And she was showing me, it's like, I might, it's like very dangerous. People die from it.
Well, like it's staph?
No, it's like, I forgot what it is. It's basically where it's congestion. So it's like, and it starts eating away at the bone. So where you have migraines in your head on a certain side of your face, right? And you start to get big headaches. Anyway, so that's what she convinced she had. She convinced herself. So I take her to urgent care, and, and then the nurse is like, honey,
you have nothing.
She's like, you have a viral congestion,
right.
you
need to nebulize.
A sinus infection.
Yeah, you need to nebulize. You
right.
need to get
She's like, if you had what you wouldn't be here right now. If you had what you thought. Now, if you had something eating away at the bone in your face, you would not be sitting here right now talking to me.
Here's the interesting thing behind that. Yeah. Okay. There's people that get dismissed all the time, like they're hypochondriacs. Yeah. Not in your wife's case, but let's say, for example, does she have, because of the baby, does she have a heightened sense of awareness
she does,
of illness?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so she's very much more like, I'm protecting our baby by being
See, the thing is, I'm still learning about her because we started dating automatically. We had the baby, right? So
we know about that song.
So we had the baby. So there was a short period of time that I knew her,
courtship was cut short,
and then we just became parents.
There you go.
So I know her from, most of what I know her from is from parenthood. And then the dating phase was very brief. So it's probably because of that. She's very concerned about the baby and all this stuff. So, but Anyway, I'm just saying that there are people like that just put it in their heads, and then automatically I feel like it's a condition that just keeps growing and growing and growing until you have that, and then you're fucked.
Yeah, there's what do they call it? The nocebo versus the placebo.
placebo.
Yeah. I don't know if that was Wayne Dyer or like Joe Dispenza. Was it Joe Dispenza?
Maybe.
Or who's the other guy that we like? We listen to the doctor, the biology of belief. No, not that guy.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, Impernickel Pumpernickel.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, so there's a 30%. That's the thing we're talking about. Is like people have a narrative that is not provable, but it's their life story that their inner voice that tells them, I can't do this, I can't do that. And that story comes from in her situation. She broke that code where it was this voice that was telling her she's not going to amount to anything. It's going to be this. I remember I had the flu for the first time. I was 5 years old. I just came back from watching Star Wars. And I remember I had this very, very bad dream, and it was the same kind of thing, this really dark kind of voice, and it was like, you're not going to amount to shit. And I was like, you're right, buddy, but neither are you, because you're a fucking loser. But here's the thing is like, can't you just begin to write your own story?
Yeah.
Why is the narrative that you tell yourself any less valuable than the assholes who have told you that you won't be anything?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather trust your inner voice and know that you are something that has yet to be defined? Wouldn't
People
you
just don't know how to listen to the inner voice.
I think people, what worked for me, because even though I told myself that, someone that I look up to in my family, she said that about me, and then you telling yourself that, and you have this person you look up to, that would be like me telling Tutu that, it would break her. Yeah. So my best advice, so anyone that might be listening that going through that, set yourself a tiny goal. Something small, nothing big, and accomplish
baby
that.
steps.
Yeah,
Baby
write it big on a board. No one has to know what it is. Write that goal. It could be I'm gonna do my dishes every month, every day, or put my laundry away every time I do the laundry.
You knew about that when you got with me.
With silly goals like that, small goal.
I don't do that either, by the way. High five.
I wash the clothes. I just have a hard time.
That's a whole nother podcast. It takes like a month or two.
Stop.
Anyway, and he moves it from one place. He's an expert at that.
I wait until my girl gets tired of it, and then she does it.
He goes in circles. Anyway, so set a small goal, accomplish it, and feel how amazing it feels, and then set another goal. And then like that, you're going to see that you were wrong.
It's not really a goal, folding laundry.
For this one, that would be like winning the Olympia.
Yeah.
Love you, Daddy.
But I mean, like, for me, and you know me, like I have this whole mind over matter thing, where it's like, I'm like, motherfucker won't stop me, and.
But the laundry?
Like, dude, no, not with the laundry. Oh. No, so I haven't talked about it on the podcast, but like my back, I was in bed I couldn't come here to the studio for a week because I was in bed. I couldn't get up, I was on the floor the whole time. Yeah. So like occasionally my lower back injury flares up, so it's pretty bad. And, it's getting a little better, but it's not, at some point I'll still like move a little weird, and there's like a sharp pain in my lower back, so that's why I started doing sauna. But I'm taking steps. I don't give a fuck what it is, but I know I'm going to be better, and I don't sit there and I don't think I'm like, oh, it could be this, it could be that. Yeah, I got MRI just to make sure, to check what's there, but I'm not sitting there and, if I was that kind of a person, I'd be like, fuck, there's an infection, there's this, there's that, right. There's something growing, the disc is like degenerated. Yeah, I'm completely screwed.
I need surgery. I need a new spine.
So I don't do that. And then last time you brought it up when I like couldn't move my neck, and I ended up going to the gym with Dave the next day, and we trained. Yeah. To the point where my neck was paralyzed. I had to like turn around like this.
You got the lobster syndrome.
So the other day, yesterday actually, I went to the sauna, and before the sauna, I just started stretching, and I had this mentality. Something kicked in, and I'm like, well, fuck this, and I started training legs. I couldn't bend down, then I was doing legs.
Do you have one of these?
I do.
Because what I do, I used to jump out of airplane, and in my last jump, I messed up my neck. So, and lately been hurting a lot. So what I do, I spray it literally in the area and in the middle of my back before I start my exercise, and it helps a lot.
Holy shit.
You're gonna feel a lot of tingle at first, but you get used to it. I promise you. You're gonna feel. That's what I do.
It's like that the liquid that they sell in supermarkets. I forgot the name. Where
It's like
you could brush your teeth
it's-
with it
Yeah.
and clean the
Robitussin.
floors with it.
Robitussin. No,
it's so funny. When
What did you create?
liquid cocaine
Oh,
for your pain.
God.
in Dominican Republic?
Try spraying it on your dog. It's gonna become a Godzilla.
You spray it on your penis.
Shit.
It's
Oh,
one
and-
hell of a ride.
Oh no!
In Dominican Republic, we have this.
Give it to Brian.
We have this soap. You literally can wash your clothes,
Yeah.
the dishes, the house, the car, your hair.
Okay.
And when you run out of toothpaste, we use it to brush our teeth. So I was talking to this with a bunch of Dominican. I'm like, Señor, esto es jabón de cuava. They die. That's the name of the soap.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is jabón de cuava. You can do everything with
Oh
it.
no!
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big hit there, man.
No, but what you were saying about the condition, I had asthma pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it. I didn't know until...
She wakes up, dude. She wakes up in the middle of the night, and it's traumatic.
Because I learned how to do it without medicine.
You
Because
sound like a chainsaw.
it's strange.
It's just it's like somebody's dying next to me. Is what it sounds like.
But-
Somebody's gasping for their breath beside me.
Because I learned, I never knew what it was. So I learned a weird thing to do to get myself to
What's
normal.
this weird thing? Are you gonna tell us?
Is that, and then I spit a lot of like...
She gleeked on me in the middle of the night.
Oh
Woke
my
me
God,
up.
on your face, I did.
Wait, what?
Yeah. She literally wasn't aware that she was doing this because she was kind of in between. And I'm sleeping next to her. And you know when you gleek? Okay, when
What's a gleek?
you go like that and you spit,
Then you spit through
people
here.
people will know they're watching.
I don't know what
it's
that
called
is.
gleek.
Okay.
You gleek.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like a should, but mine is
She was
huge.
gleeking in my face while I was sleeping, and then she
No
woke
way.
up. Yeah, she woke me up,
had
and I'm
like-
going like this, like what's going on? Am I in a shower?
Right.
And she's like, "Oh my god, baby, sorry." She gleeked all over me.
Wow.
Doing it, yeah. She's a gleek
Holy
freak.
Shit.
I unleashed
But-
the gleek freak in her.
But it's like, because that's what helps me get back to the breathing. I don't
Yeah.
know, it's weird, but...
When you guys are together, I guess Dave gets wet.
It's a mnemonic device she has.
Holy
So I will go back and I wake up and I'm like, because I was out of it, and then I like can see his face and I'm like,
Yeah.
Wow.
but anyway, that's one of the things I
But
do.
you're sleeping. You do
Yeah.
this in your sleep,
In
not
my sleep.
intentionally
Not
when you wake
intention,
up.
But then when I saw it, it's like I keep going. I'm like, Suni, stop it. I'm like, I'm sorry, baby. Or I'll grind my teeth.
Wait, you woke up and you were doing
Yeah,
this?
because imagine if you like,
No, you woke up and you were literally projectile
I was already
loogie
doing it, and then
in
I
Dave's
would open
face.
my eyes, and I'm like, oh shoot, like it's not a dream, this is real. And
Yeah.
he's like, and then he's like, so cool.
Yeah.
I used to grind my
I
teeth a
don't-
lot, so it
It's like
just depends.
I don't-
Bukkake.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not a reactive type. I'm not like the, I'll just,
Yeah.
I'll look at her and go,
Why?
Is this really happening right now? Are you
I feel-
really doing this to me while I'm
I feel so
sleeping?
bad because I have a lot of weird things when I sleep. I laugh. I have a lot of.
She has a lot of weird things that happen.
Do you
when she
talk in your
sleeps.
sleep?
Yeah, she murmurs about stuff
Yeah?
in her sleep.
In Spanish?
No, it's in English.
Okay.
She does strange moves. She's she sleeps like takes up the whole
No, I
bed.
do not. I sleep like this.
She does.
Who sleeps like that?
I
Unless
do.
you're Dracula.
No, I have a problem with this breast. So I have to sleep in my neck. So I sleep like this because of the pain is the best.
The
So you
conversation
sleep-
was so
you sleep on
meaningful
your-
before this, and now we were
But
getting
it-
so good.
No,
Come
but-
on, man. We had to stir the pot.
Right.
Throw in some humor in there.
That's it.
So no, I do believe that if you give power to whatever you have,
Yeah.
it just makes it worse. Imagine us, poor like we were, and I'm like, oh my God, I have asthma. I would have died. I probably would have made it.
Yeah.
Because I remember my first attack. I was walking and I'm like, what is this? I'm like, ugh. I'm like, what is this? So I just stop and cough it out.
How long ago did you find out that you had asthma?
Well, it started when I was about 8.
Oh, okay.
But then in school, the teacher already knew I was having. They didn't know what it was,
Yeah.
but they already let me leave out of the. In every school that I went to, they already
Yeah.
knew. So I just excused myself out because I would go like interrupt the class. So at that age, I learned it was something private. I felt embarrassed coughing like because it would be bad. Sometimes I would drooling like. So I would find always a privacy area, but then I found out, in my about 21 years old, that it was asthma. I took a bunch of tests in the military.
So you see how like
Damn,
the
you
respiratory connection between mourning, like you have the people who have experienced trauma and they don't mourn, and then it affects their respiration because they suppress the trauma.
Yeah.
And then it affects your nervous system. So then it emerges as something that triggers you. You could physically, or just feel like you're swimming and you feel like you're drowning, or you have a shortness of breath. All that stuff is in your nervous system.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with a physical thing. It's something that triggers the physiological response, but it's in a psychological condition. So for her asthma, I mean, there's a lot of things that, you know, when she was younger, there were a lot of things that, like, you know, weren't ideal, you know. So it was like feeling suffocated, feeling like someone has control, and like someone is trying to choke you.
You think that it was created from
Absolutely.
that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally believe it.
I do. The lady that does my eyelash, she told me something that I was surprised to hear her say, that her doctor told her, and he told her, because she just went through a bunch of cancer treatment and was able to survive the breast cancer. So they removed the one eye. She told me, because she asked me, how did you do? I'm like, oh, I cried a lot, but my eyelash. She's like, in Spanish, girl, you better not be crying. And explained to me, her doctor told her that her cancer came from stress. He said, like, everything, and she talked about, you will understand that conversation about not the hormone, but the pH level, the alkaline, that when you stress yourself, it unbalance. And I was like, holy crap. And she's like, yeah, he told me after that. Like, even now that she has missing a breast, had to go back for some more surgery, now she's happier than ever. Understanding how not being stressed is going to save her life. So I can see how that can relate.
Yeah, the Wim Hof is really going to revolutionize the healthcare system and how we take care of ourselves in regards to serious illness, because he's proven that you can affect and can control your own nervous system and your immune system.
Yeah.
So they literally injected him with a virus, and he was able to kill it in an hour.
Is the Iceman guy?
Yeah, Wim Hof, the Iceman guy. So there's a lot of things that, you know, are just latent, like embedded in your nervous system, even when you were a kid and you don't even remember. Like when you do hypnosis or pattern regression or you know, reverse regressive therapy or all that stuff where they do, you know, that type of diagnostic where they put you in a somewhat trance state and they access certain memories that are embedded in your nervous system, and it triggers a physiological response. All that stuff, man, is just all going to be about breathing in the future.
But see, it's all practice, right? It's all, you have to practice it through meditation,
Liberating it, yeah.
Solitude, you know, what is it?
Deprivation tank?
Deprivation tank.
You doing it?
So I've done it before. So it's like all these things, you know, you have to practice, and some people can get there, tune in and shut everything out, and then, like you said, you know, that guy can kill a virus in an hour. You know, there was a monk where they put gasoline over him in a protest, right? As a protest, and they put gasoline over him, and they lit him on fire, and he didn't flinch. Like, he's on fire.
Yes.
He didn't flinch. This was in
Vietnam, 1969 protests.
69, yeah. So, you know, like, you can be so in tune to completely shut out pain, or you could be so in tune with your body where you could kill a virus, you know, or you could just be, you could start by tuning out these little thoughts that you have, or these, you know, negative things in your life, and negative crap that kind of seeps in.
Darkness. It's all when you suppress negative things that have been cast on you, and you suppress those things, you're committing to more darkness. When you become more aware of those things and the reason why people may have done those things to you, you empower yourself with a position of light, because where there's light, things can be seen. Where there's darkness, if this room was dark, I wouldn't even know where the mic was or anything was, right? I would hit it and stumble over it like people do when they have things in their subconscious mind. They're just there, just waiting accidents to happen. I didn't know it was there. I bump it over. You see it many times. But as soon as you have the light of awareness in a situation, you're able to grasp everything around you and understand the relationship with your environment, the consequences of everything that's happened to you. So that's the thing, is like meditation, breathing, all of this stuff creates awareness. You know, we're definitely in a very aware time in human history where everyone has access to more awareness.
I'm glad it's turning into a more holistic approach, and it's like taking off. I think a lot of it is social media, and that's one thing that I think is a big plus in terms of social media, is the fact that these holistic approaches like meditation, you know, freaking sauna, have I not have met you and talked to you and have seen Todd do this many times, I would never have gotten into sauna, you know. But now I'm like, it's my 6th day today. I'm going with my dad actually.
Yeah.
So it's in, you know, and that you could meditate there as well.
Yes.
You know. So I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Besides
Well,
sweat.
Dude, I took a book in there yesterday, and the pages started falling out. I'm reading a book, and I'm like, I guess not, because I guess they were glued in, you know.
Yeah.
So the glue started coming apart, and I'm
Yep.
just, oh fuck.
Yep.
Okay. So now I gotta find. I might listen to this podcast.
Yeah. And that's where I say global warming. That's how you get ready for it.
Yeah.
You get ready for it by beginning the sauna, because
Yeah.
let's like, you know, glaciers are 34 million years old. The Earth is 4.6 billion years old. Plenty of life had lived without glaciers. So it's not to be concerned about heat. Your physiology actually performs better in the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Cells and bacteria and all life on land
Mm-hmm.
functions better and proliferates more effectively and grows more effectively. Fruits get bigger, trees get bigger. Everything thrives in the heat. So don't be afraid of getting in the heat. Don't be afraid of getting in the sauna. Don't be afraid of global warming.
I just want to know, how do all those statistics stay in your head? Like all these numbers.
I'm a constant
I mean, I have my
researcher.
daughter's birthday tattooed on my arm, so I don't
You remember
forget it.
that shit?
Like, this dude's like,
So you know my birthday won't be forgetting. Or anniversary.
No, her birthday is cool. Our anniversary.
is it
mm.
cool?
Yeah, her birthday is my son's birthday, so I'm never going to forget
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
October 12th.
Oh, okay. My daughter's birthday is actually, I remember that.
Elbow.
It's October 10th.
October 10th?
No.
Oh my God, I'm done with you.
Is it?
No, October 11th.
That's awesome. Mine's the
Yeah.
9th. Mine's the 9th. That
Yours?
is crazy.
My brother's October 4th.
Yeah.
And then he passed away. And then my sister is October 9.
Yeah.
No, October 10, I'm sorry.
So you know October is the bastard month, because there was only supposed to be 10 months in the year, and then they put in October. Yeah, I'll have to send you the article, but it's not even a real.
Well, there's so many calendars. I mean,
well, the Julian.
I go by my
calendar.
own calendar.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The one where you're wearing a fireman suit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
What you do?
I was a real firefighter.
Yep.
Oh, would you?
But just unemployed.
Oh.
Just,
Right.
You did it just to the uniform.
Exactly. You couldn't wait to roll out the hose.
hell no.
Put the fires out, boys. Especially in New York, there's a lot of fires to be put out. A lot of flaming people.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
A lot of flame people.
Go to Soho, bro.
But okay, so now
Okay, next subject.
Now let's now that we've moved on from flame people.
Yeah.
So what are your goals? Like okay, so you guys are, I mean, we've already discussed this. You're talking about babies and
Yes.
right. So what's your next plan? Do you want to open up any kind of a business?
I
or-
opened one the other day.
the other day, just the other day.
Well, because once you've done business, like, from store, it's so easy to open an online business. So I created a system. I created a new business. Everything is done. I just had to call to see why the website is not being access to it. But it's a bikini store, a bikini shop.
store.
Yeah, because I'm always on bikini. And I was like, man, I wish someone sponsor me as bikini. And then I'm like, why am I waiting for that?
Let me make my own.
Let me do my own. And you know, he encouraged me. And literally within a week, I put it together. But I wanted to find something that makes sense, because how often you wear the same, well, not you, but for us women, how often we're going to wear the same bikini? Not much often.
No.
No. Maybe once or twice, and then
Yeah, so
they don't want to be seen in a picture. They never post a picture with the same bikini on.
like that. Oh, you have to go like,
on,
okay.
bro.
So I create a system that is buy one and you get pretty much three for free. So system that's really
Wait, it's a what? Buy one and get.
and you end up buying four for the
okay.
price. No, buy two get two free. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But if you, for that price, the same bikini other girls are selling for the price of one. I just went into lunch and I already have some girls that are going to send them free items
that's
to boom, make it a splash. And I call it the wet vibe.
What is it?
The
Wet vibe.
The wet vibe.
Because it's very sexy, very, you can do with that whatever you like. So
The wet vibe.
the wet vibe.
Very cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I launched
nice.
that. And my goal will be to save all of that, because my goal is to open school in poor countries, developed country. I got that idea when I went to Haiti. It's always been my idea since I was a little girl to help poor children, but I never believe in giving just to for charity. I always believe teaching someone how to be productive, or and I didn't never know how, and I'm like, you know what, schools, yeah, because school give kids hope. I know it did to me when I learned how to read at a really late age, like around 8.
Yeah.
And I remember that to me was like, wow, it was incredible, that feeling. So when I went to this school in Haiti, I couldn't believe it. The wall was on pantry leaf. So I asked them, like, how much, if I wanted to build, how much it would cost me? And they told me, oh, with about 20,000, you can build a nice big school. And I'm thinking, man, that could do that. But I don't want to do it in a way that I do a fancy party and buy all these rich people. And no, I don't want to do that. I want to literally do it out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Then I see that people see me, that they'll want to join me. But I don't want to throw parties. If I throw parties, just to thank the people that participate in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't want to make it something, look at me, kind of thing. So that's my big goal, and I'm thinking I'm gonna start that by the end of next year.
Wow, okay, that's very cool.
Yeah, and that's literally, because I'm not gonna lie, it's hard running a business, especially Herbalife business is very lucrative. But bro, it's a business. It can sometimes get to the point you want to give up.
Yeah.
And nothing is giving more. That's like my phone case.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's literally what keeps me going, knowing to be able to provide that to children.
That's awesome.
So.
I think our education system here in the States is a little outdated, but
I agree. There's
It had changed a lot because
Like,
I went to school here.
people
and it changed
don't
a
want
lot.
to go to school. Kids don't want to go to school.
Because they don't know what they have.
yeah, that's the unfortunate thing.
I had a school that I remember we had to bring our own chair to sit down. We had to literally go with a chair to school. And and I'm so forgetful. If I forget my chair, I have to sit on the floor.
Dude, I went to school when we wore uniforms. That was a regular day at school. It wasn't like a private school or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Stupid blue shorts and a light blue shirt I wore.
Dude.
Uniform.
Did they teach in your school?
Catholic school. But
Yeah, I went. My dad sent me to the teacher that he went to, and it was this old lady, and she was like very mean,
strict.
and she had like a gimp leg too, so she'd like wobble over to you and smack you with a ruler, and she didn't give a fuck, And I was, in Russia, you get graded from 1 to 5. So it was like, you get 1 because you suck, right? And then you get 5, which is like the best grade. I was in her class.
And they got a 1?
I was I was a 3. And when I went to other school, when I came here, I had hundreds.
Wow.
Like I was A plus, hundreds, because she was so good.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, and I was like, fuck, I suck, And then I come here and I'm a fucking genius. I was like 3 grades ahead when I came here to the States.
That's what happened to me.
She is the whole reason why you're the trainer that you are.
Yeah.
I had some top teachers too.
But I mean, my dad's, maybe he's even watching right now. I don't know. He's maybe my girl showed him this podcast, but I'm really glad that he,
send you there.
Sent me to his, but back then I hated it. I'm like, why do I have to go here? She fucking beats my ass. Like it's not a very nice school. So
yeah, all things relative. Yeah. Things are so relative, man. How do you impress upon these kids in America how valuable their education is?
It's a lot of, it's hard because there's everything here. You have everything, and there's so many distractions with the phones, and how do you keep?
And it starts with the house though too. Huh? It starts with the house because, like for example, my mom would tell me, and my dad would tell me, whoever was in charge of me at that time, that I had to listen to my teacher like they were my parent.
Yeah.
That's all. It was installing us. Yeah. To have that respect, even how we went to school to go presentable, not with our hair messed up, and because the school will send you back. You show up with your nappy hair, almost they'll send you back. Just little things like that to install that discipline. But if at home, for example, my niece, they like my kid, they come and complain to me about the teacher, I'm not going to sit there and high-five them and go against the teacher. And I feel that that's what a lot of parents do.
Yeah.
Not saying not to listen to the kid, but like, okay, what did you do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do I need to go to school to really find out the true story? We baby them too much.
There's a lot of the it's all a game mentality.
Yeah.
Right? And if I can figure out a way to win the game, who cares about how you play?
Yeah.
It's just about winning the game. And, people realize that when you create the bad habit of being bad habitually, that it's not going to serve you in the long run when it comes to starting something like that is going to take an honest effort, being honest with yourself to do it when you don't know how to.
Yeah.
Those are the people that find themselves in jail or lost or committing crimes because they don't really know. Their programming is, oh, A to Z, I can get it this way. I can just lie or I can steal. It's like the other day we have a drainage problem, right? In our bathroom. Yeah. And she's like, baby, I can't stand it. You got to go get the Drano stuff, And I'm like, just leave it. It goes down slow. Who cares?
Slow.
So finally it builds up, and the toothpaste is on the side and my clippings are shaven on the side. And she's like, babe, are we really going to have to talk about this again? And I'm like, okay. So we go to Walmart and we go get the stuff, right? So I don't think anything of it. I just grab like the cheapest because it's all the same stuff. It's like sodium bicarbonate or something.
I grab the good stuff, by the way.
Yeah, she'll pay 5 times more than you need to. It's all the same stuff. You look at the label and you read the ingredient. But anyway.
Well, I got the eco-friendly one, so.
There you go.
No, continue with the stuff.
So we grab the stuff and I take it home and I'm like, something's funny with this because it doesn't have the seal on the top. And so I pour it into the drain and I'm like, it looks just like water. Normally this shit's kind of like thick, and it has a smell and you can see the sizzle and you're like, it looks like you touch it and it's real slimy because it's a base. It's like bleach. It's a base. So that's how it operates. It eats up all that stuff, because bases burn. People don't know, but bases, like anything that's high on the alkaline scale, will burn you way more than something acid will. But anyway, put it down the drain and I'm like, I smell it. This shit is water, man. So some broke ass cheating motherfucker took a bunch of those and used them and then put water back and then got the return. And I'm like, thieves, man.
Wow.
Thieves.
They'll find a way.
Thank you very much. And they think, here's the thing. We're not doing anything wrong. We're just giving it to Walmart. No, what about the innocent person that's like, I got a serious drainage problem, man. My girlfriend's just chewing my ass because you got this. You caused my fucking divorce, man.
Not just that, but the person that created that product,
Yeah. Exactly.
So you're stealing from a lot of people.
Yeah, but that's a small example of why it could be a huge example. You could take it up to all the way up into people do go to jail over stupid shit. That's not about stealing Drano. But it could be about that same mentality as it escalates in life and somebody just doesn't. Somebody is so careless that, there's a baby in the car and they don't take the time to realize that the mother's going in there and they forget to put it in drive and then boom, the car goes through into the store and then shit happens like that all the time because people aren't doing things properly from, start to finish. So anyway, yeah. Well, I don't have to preach that to anybody, but it's when you're trainers and we are who we are, we know that there's nothing gained from shortcuts.
No.
Nothing. You just rob yourself of so much. You rob yourself of being uncommon, among uncommon people. You want to be
Finding your own talent, what you can be great at.
Yeah.
Well, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, right? If all your friends are juveniles or whatever, then what do you expect to be? Right? So.
You remember that in high school when you were like, you hung with bros and you knew that they were idiots, but you're like, this is my crew. I'm gonna acquiesce to the bro crew and act like an idiot because they like me.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I cannot relate. I was always by myself.
I did stupid shit.
I was a little bit of both.
Yeah,
I did stupid shit just to get homies' attention.
Really?
Yeah, I would do stuff and then they would be like, did you see what Dave did? He fucking farted on the teacher's desk when she wasn't looking. And like stupid shit, and it's like, and they're all laughing and they think it's funny and it's like, yeah, you get clout with your bros.
Yeah.
You know, so it's something that your bros talk about. Like
now
what,
you get clout with social media
there you
followers.
go, man. That's right.
It's the same shit.
That's right.
I was straight up that old widow in school. I was quiet, like serial killer quiet by myself.
Mm,
You and serial killers.
yeah, I know. I could go for some granola right now.
You know, a good book about dead bodies, random. It's called Stiff.
The what? A book about dead bodies.
Yeah, a lot of things that they do with dead bodies. It's called Stiff.
Okay.
It's really good.
Well, you know, so Jack the Ripper, right?
Yeah.
He was a real character, and
Yeah.
a lot of people speculate that he was actually a physician, because in the 1700s, and like when it was against the church to dissect human anatomy, so to take a corpse and to understand the
They
inner
never
working.
caught him, right?
Never caught him.
Yeah.
So they the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing, right? So we owe these kind of rule-breaking minds of understanding the inner workings of the biological machine to these kind of like sick weirdos who went against the church to understand now what is surgery. We call it surgery.
Right.
Whereas the shadow of surgery used to be
Like experiments with.
yeah, and even butchery, like
Yeah.
to kill an animal and to understand the physiology of a pig. Like that's how we learned. We're the only creatures that were able to look inside of ourselves
Yeah.
and go, oh, I know how the button's here and there's wires here.
Yeah.
Let's just turn this on and see what happens. You know, it's like the Dr. Frankenstein shit. And who
Yeah.
knew? Now we're turning on Dr. Frankenstein because we're gonna merge with AI. You know, it's alive. The lightning bolt, you know, and the dead body, and the dude's got parts, and he wakes up, and you've got to use the bathroom, don't you? You have to use the bathroom.
Oh, I tasted it.
It's okay. It's a podcast. You could talk about going to the bathroom.
Exactly. You can go to the bathroom, or you
Go
can
to
just
bathroom.
take that empty bottle right there, and
How's your aim? So
an
yeah,
hour,
an hour.
an hour. I just ignore your texts.
What's up?
She said she texted me, and I'm like, I just ignore your texts.
Oh.
I already know. You're gonna tell me again anyway.
Danger zone.
You
You heard they're remaking? Oh no, they're not remaking Top Gun Part 2.
No.
Tom Cruise, bro.
Sorry, dude.
Top Gun 2.
Not feeling it.
What? You've never seen the first one?
Goose, dude. As soon as Goose died, it was over for
He
me.
didn't die.
And then Iceman.
Goose
Iceman
didn't die.
Iceman will never be the same without
Iceman
Val
will be
Kilmer.
the same. Val
Unless,
Kilmer's in there.
unless you're Iceman,
Val
it
Kilmer.
ain't gonna be icy.
Val Kilmer's in there. Have you seen the trailer?
No.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I bet it is.
But I'll watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Just for old time's sakes.
Danger Zone. We got Power Rangers on the screen.
Yeah, dude. So
Oh, wow, we had so many podcasts already. Look, like 4 pictures.
nice. Polaroids.
Yeah,
So
so
we're gonna do a Polaroid today, right?
uh,
Of course.
yeah. So my parents are in town.
Yeah.
Super excited to. They haven't seen my daughter since probably since she was born. So
Yeah. That's
he put
special.
on- Yeah, so they're babying her, but it's funny because she's running around and they're trying to. It's almost like they're trying to raise my daughter like they raised me,
Yeah.
you know. And my girl's like, no, don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't give her this.
Yeah.
This is eating time. It's so funny how like our parents still.
It
My-
worked.
My parents.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but my parents still think that I'm the same guy that lived with them.
Right. Of course.
They still think that
It's
I'm
weird, right?
that same person, and I'm like, you know that I'm 36.
I'm an
now,
adult,
right?
Yeah. I've lived life on my own without you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and they're like, well, you used to like this, and I'm like, yeah, 30 years ago.
Right. When I lived under your roof and
I'm
it was
like,
the rule. It
It's
was the
so
rule.
so my parents came, right, and I'm grocery shopping. I'm like, what do you guys want? So I'm getting all this stuff. So I get beer. You know, my mom sometimes likes to drink beer. So well,
it's a
used-
European
used
thing.
to.
Yeah.
Right. So I got beer, and I put it in the fridge, and I'm showing them around. I'm like, here, this is what I got you guys. I got you some lemon ice cream from my dad, and I got you beer. You know, from my mom. My mom's like, I don't drink beer. I'm on keto. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, keto. I'm like, do you even know what ketones are?
Right.
She probably doesn't, but she's, she's on keto now. She doesn't drink beer anymore. And then, and my girl's like, okay, I see what's happening here. She's like, you think that he's still 16 and you think that your parents still like the same thing that you remember them liking from 30 years ago.
That's a strange dynamic, right?
Fucking funny.
It's very strange. Yeah, my dad thought I was like the biggest anti-patriot forever. I mean, my dad was served in Vietnam. My dad did 40 years in the military. My whole childhood was sponsored by the military.
But you evolved, right?
Yeah, originally I was rebellious because I didn't understand why we had to occupy these foreign countries.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is the United States just pissing all over all these countries? Like, why do we have to be here?
Yeah.
You know? And then I just realized, like, dude, my dad has nothing to do with that. My dad's just got a job, and he just goes to work every day to provide for his family. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to pick it in the streets because my dad's in the military.
Right.
I'm just going to say thanks, Dad, for doing a great job and appreciate all their hard work, So it's this weird thing. My dad thought I was still that rebellious liberal who was like, no, fuck the military, fuck the establishment, and fuck you, Dad. You're such a goddamn good person, taking care of your family. Fuck you. You're doing it on the backs of the taxpayers.
$8 now.
10.
Oh, 10.
Yeah, so it's super. Before my dad passed away, I had a conversation with him. And it was so weird because he was talking to a person that hadn't existed for, like you said, like 30 years.
It's like time stands still when they don't see you, right? Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Like you made up your mind about me when I left your house. How is that possible?
But you used to like this, and you like,
right? Yeah. I know, and then you remind them of everything that they taught you, and that you can't tell them that.
No,
because their advice that they gave you only worked for them at that time.
Yeah.
So then when you try to tell them, well, remember when you told me to do this, and I still do that. And you're like, dude, don't try to tell me something. Yeah. You can't tell me anything.
It's funny because like me trying to give my parents dieting advice.
Right.
I've competed at the Olympia 5 times.
Exactly.
I think I might know that. I think I might know a thing or two. And my
You're
mom,
not a doctor,
bro. My mom went through like the last time I was at their place. My mom ended up buying I'm like, just why don't you let me I could write a program for you. I could tell you, no. So my mom bought this hula hoop. Right.
There you go.
Shit you not. It's a hula hoop with like a bunch of little things going around. I don't know the science behind it, but these little things apparently while you're hula hooping your way to fat loss.
There you go.
It breaks down body fat.
There you go.
So she bought that thing. My dad bought a stepper.
Oh, well,
yeah.
That's more credible.
That's more better.
Yeah, but and then they saw me. I had a stationary bike at my last place. And they saw that I had a stationary bike because, going to the gym in the snow and all this shit was just like, so my parents bought a stationary bike and I think they hung something on it, maybe a t-shirt or something.
Yeah. It's a great place for hanging clothes.
So it's so funny how you try to tell your parents, you're like, hey, listen, maybe this, let me give you some advice,
right?
And it's like,
I think maybe when they medical condition, like my mom right now, her medical condition got really bad, and I'm like, but Mom, I've told you I can help you. She's like, okay, now do it, because now they have to do something on her foot. It's like I elevated so much. I'm like, why you waited all this long this time? So sometimes they have to,
because they know best.
But before that, I would sit with her mama. Okay, all you need is oatmeal. That's secure. That's for her eating healthy. Use oatmeal. And I'm like, Mommy, in the rest, she was trying to teach me. So I'm like, whatever.
My girl has this sinus infection that I told you, and so she used this hot pad, right, to kind of apply a little pressure here and then relieve some of the pain and stuff. And so she calls my mom, and my mom's like, heat up the egg. She's like, heat up the egg. It's okay. Like, heat the egg up and put it there.
No, that's salmonella.
And
what the fuck are you thinking?
No, like an egg, still in the shell.
Oh, okay.
And my girl's like, well, why? I have a heat pad. She's like, egg. Hot.
Yeah, hot egg.
It's the same shit, right? But the egg has magical Russian tradition.
Right, exactly.
It might be the calcium in the shell.
Yeah.
No, there's no science behind it. It's just like
Don't encourage the.
You know, it's like when something bad used to
But
happen.
babe, that's like you. Remember when I was really sick?
Yeah.
Remember crying? Oh my God.
What?
And what did I prescribe you?
What, do you prescribe an egg?
Anything but the painkiller. You don't remember?
What?
That then you
Oh.
feel bad. You were like, oh, if I
He's
knew-
like, take more remedies. I got some celery here. And fucking
No, because she's like, I got this,
weed
and this.
grass.
no,
And I'm
well,
like, what are the doctor gonna say? He's gonna give you antibiotics. Why doesn't your immune system learn to? There,
painkillers. At least I want. You know, I was bad. I never got the flu in my life, and it literally took.
You have the flu?
It was terrible, and my joint, and I'm not the type to complain about pain. I would
Yeah.
take it, and I could, but all my joint, all of it, just in pain. Like I will be crying. Even when I told you go ahead go with your friend, but he was taking care of me like I don't know for how long, and he had like a bro thing, and I'm like, oh, don't so I felt bad. So when you were gone,
bro thing.
Bro thing.
Go. That's what she thinks about my
You had
life.
a break.
Just she's got a bro thing going on. Just
what do you
leave.
mean think?
I don't know.
Okay.
What do you?
No, never mind. So
You got a camera installed on your cell phone.
Exactly.
no, you told me you had
Miss-
something with you guys, friends.
Dominican women are not possessive. Don't misunderstand. Don't
What are you talking about?
Don't misrepresent.
But
Don't
then I
misrepresent.
said, what did I say? I said, go. It's okay. So why?
It's okay.
Why
Now
you?
we know
I'm
she's
not going to be
holding.
here when you come back.
Exactly.
Just go.
I
All
would-
your shit in your apartment is going to be outside of your apartment.
So what he was going, I would knock myself out to sleep from the pain.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah,
you
like,
run
oh.
into a wall.
No, like I was crying so much, like a baby, just like 'cause
Yeah.
the pain was so much. And he's like, no, it's
You
okay.
glicked yourself to death.
He's like, it's okay. Let's take this. And then finally he realized, like, oh, if I knew it was that bad.
Yeah, but I finally
Like, take some salt, throw it over your shoulder.
No,
that should help.
Because I'm like that too. I don't believe in taking medicine immediately. I allow,
Yeah.
when I get my menstrual cycle pain, I take it and I embrace that pain. But that day, oof. But he knows me better now. Because it's like you and your girlfriend. We were just getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So he probably thought this girl just complain about everything.
You know, a lot of sinus infections. I've suffered from that chronically. It's diet. There's something that she could be allergic to in her diet, because that happens to me. If I eat certain foods, inflammatory foods, it could be something like that I eat all the time that I love, and it's like your body is developing an allergic reaction to it. It could just be from here. Like the eggs farmed from Florida versus the eggs farmed in New York.
In California.
Yeah, it could be.
Because you're not going to eat those. You
Right.
hate California.
I don't like irradiated produce from Fukushima fallout.
So how would you know? Someone like her, how she would know that?
Well, if she just eliminates the certain food that she may suspect that she eats a lot of and then eliminates it, it could be a lot of different things. I'm sure she knows her body better than I know, but because I think women in general are more in tune to their own physiology better than men are, more sensitive, because I don't know, we can be like cavemen, like fuck it, it's pain, who cares, it's just pain, it's just bothersome, the machine just keeps going, just keep going.
Some men.
Yeah.
Other men, like men flu. And
Right, other men just menstruate. They do.
It's like, I am dying.
Exactly.
He said the man flu.
The man flu is a real thing.
Yeah. But I used to get sinus infections quite a lot, and then I just changed my diet. Intermittent fasting actually helped with those a lot.
Ah.
Yeah, and just reducing like my carbs or doing keto sometimes helped. But who knows?
Keto.
Who knows?
Have you ever tried keto? What was your diet when you used to compete?
Regular.
Regular
Like the
Dominican diet?
No, not like that. But like I don't know. I was very new to it, and I just saw everybody doing boiled chicken. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna eat boiled chicken.
Boiled chicken
Yeah,
is
like
the
we know.
grossest
I
thing.
know, like
Isn't it horrible?
I was like, it's no way I'm gonna do that. So what I will do, I will bake everything with all the herbs that we use, minus the salt.
I think the H is silent in herbs.
Her herbs.
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 But anyway, I'm not correcting
So
you.
that's what I would do. The green stuff, leafy
Yeah.
greens with flavor.
Yeah.
I would use a lot of that lime and garlic.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, how you do that? I'm like, I'm not going to eat that damn
Yeah.
chicken boil. So it was pretty much that. chicken and then oatmeal and my shake. And towards the end, for some reason, he always had me have a little bit of steak. I mean, he never had me.
You had a coach?
Yeah. Okay. I had Bill, which is an amazing coach.
Bill Wilmore?
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing. And then I tried another coach. Not so great. So I went back to Bill. And that's why he was keep it really simple. He focused a lot, like really old school, like on eating, working hard. And that was it. I never was like counting macro, nothing like that. No, I would see him, I think it was on Wednesday, I would see him, he looked at me and I'd take notes on what I had to change.
So you never counted macros getting ready for the show? People think it's like how do you do that?
No, never did.
How can you not count macros and get in shape?
I never did. He just had me like
ridiculous.
ounces. Like, okay, you need this many ounces, that many ounces. That's it. I said the show. In the beginning, it was a lot of food. Actually, it wasn't Billboard my first coach. Mind you, the common sense helped because a lot of people get coaches that they're not good, but you just have to have a tiny bit of common sense. I knew my metabolism is fast. The first coach I got, she got me eating food. I'm like, there's no way. I eat this in one meal. Yeah. So I keep arguing with her, like, no, this is what you need. Finally, because she missed a few of our training sessions, I took that as an opportunity to go away. And when Bill came in place and he gave me my new meal plan, I'm like, you see, now this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Because it was hard to eat all that food. Oh, my God.
Oh, you had to eat a lot.
Yeah, I had to eat a lot because I needed to gain.
Yeah, that's a common misconception among competitors, especially women, that they have a caloric deficit and they do too much cardiovascular for preps. And then they end up having adrenal fatigue and high cortisol and a huge stress response, and they carry a lot of body fat around the midsection. They have a hard time getting their hamstrings and glutes to.
Because Bill told me, he's like, you're not normal. He's like, normally people by now would be drained. I was always like, so like, and it never changed. I was always never sure. So when I saw people like miserable, I don't understand that. Me personally, I never got like that. Yeah. Like that whole like. Oh.
And then the whole badge of honor, like sacrifice, man. Like here I am. It's 2 weeks out. I'm on my third cardio session of the day. And you're like, why? Why?
You see, I didn't post it much because I was literally doing this for me. So in a way, I'm sad. That's something that I learned that I do now with my business. Because in my business, is their level that you go. I'm learning to enjoy the journey because I was so focused. It's like a blur to me. Yeah. Literally like a blur. I'm like, oh my God, Suni. I look at picture. I don't remember having that body. It was literally a blur. Because I would just work.
It's so real to certain people when they're on the treadmill, when they're on the stair climber with the hoodie on and they're sweating with their gallon jug. It's so real to them.
What?
I'm 2 weeks out, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 2 weeks out.
It felt like
they are 2 weeks out, Dave. It's real.
It's real. But in their mind, it's like, I'm climbing the mountain of life right now. This is so serious.
For me,
people blindly follow shit like that, like blindly follow trends and diets and whatever. Yeah. The funniest thing was when I was an amateur and I was competing at a contest, and my friend went with me because I had no way of getting there. So we drove. It was in Connecticut. I lived in Brooklyn.
You didn't drive, though. You were driven.
I was driven. Because I had 2 shows already, and this was going to be my third overall in NPC, and I'm bartending, and my friend's like, well, why are you fucking working? Shouldn't you be competing tomorrow? And I'm like, I have no way of getting there. She's like, well, I'm going to pick you up after your shift, and we're just going to drive there and check in and whatever. So anyway, we go there, we check in, and I win the show, and but when I was there, she's like, well, what do you need to pump up or whatever. So I'm like, bring me some resistant bands if you could find some oatmeal, peanut butter, and some raspberries, and she's like, okay. So she brings me all these things and I'm popping these raspberries, right? And I'm pumping up and I go on stage, I win my show. And all these guys are like, okay. So then I go to nationals after that, junior nationals. And I'm backstage and I see a bunch of these guys that had competed in that show and they're all eating raspberries. And they're like, oh, Anton, what's up? And then they're eating them and they're talking to me. And
getting those raspberry ketones, bro.
And I'm like, well, what's up, guys? And they're like, well, you were eating the raspberry last time.
The razzmatazz.
They're like, what's the whole thing behind it?
What would you eat it? You didn't know.
I'm like, I just like raspberries.
It's a sweet fruit. I enjoy
so people
it's a tasty fruit.
People just... They see me win a show.
Exactly.
They followed it exactly.
You should have been like, okay, so you've seen the last James Bond movie,
Rub
right?
it in.
Oh,
You saw the last James Bond movie where they go and they get the pen that shoots a nuclear weapon and the car that just turns
What
into
was
a
the name of
robot.
it?
And then
Was
there's
it
the
Quantum Solace?
Yeah, it's that one where the car that turns into the robot and the pen that is a nuclear device. And at the very end, he pulls out raspberries.
Okay.
Yeah. See, you'd have to watch that for it to make sense, guys. That's why you're buying the raspberries.
Right.
Oh my God.
You know? Yeah, people do. They end up following trends. And
Not
that's,
even knowing why.
that's the most annoying thing because you want people to know.
Yeah.
One thing that I noticed that I never follow, that they will be like competing about 3 weeks out, and then they start posting, oh, I'm missing this food. I'm like, so you really don't know what you're doing, that you're so focused on that sweet donut.
Yeah.
And then you will see other people that brand new competing doing the same thing. And I'm like, you really craving that, or you just doing that because you think that's feeding the model of thing?
Yeah, see, the thing with that's misleading in the industry, and this is something that I used to have an issue with, and now I just really don't care.
Yeah.
But it's just people, you've probably seen people do this, like before they, it's like if it's your macros people, you know, and they eat like donuts and they post this shit up, right? Yeah, maybe you eat donuts before a workout or something, right? But then the rest of your meals are clean, but all their posts are, look at me, I eat garbage and I still look good and I'm getting ready, you know. Forget that I'm taking all this shit, right? All this gear on the side, but I'm eating donuts. So then you have all these gullible people that follow them, and they're like, I'll eat donuts to get ready for my fucking contest. And then they come in, you know, and they're like,
Not honest. It's like I just came from, what was that? Los San Luis? No,
You were in Louisiana.
Louisiana. And I was eating
same thing.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
something.
I was eating so bad, but I was following the
Intermittent
fasting. So my body was, and I would show them. But then I did a long talk, and I explained to them, like, look, you see, I got a pimple for eating unhealthy. Just because I look good doesn't mean that it's healthy for you.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I do this. If I travel, this is how I do it to maintain my result. But looking good doesn't equal being healthy. I'm like, I don't break out. I look at it was a big nasty pimple there. But I like to, for me, it works to be transparent and teach people. Okay, I'm doing this, but
So you post your pimples on Instagram.
yeah,
Exactly.
I cry.
I pop them
everything.
and spread them on Ritz.
That is disgusting.
Delicious. It's cheese. That's what it
Okay,
is.
next topic.
That's all it is.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
grossing you out a little
Anything
bit?
about
Fluids.
doing cockies and talking pimples and shit?
Those
Nah.
two.
Because she had brothers. She's scarred. She had brothers.
I
They
grew with a
probably-
lot of men.
Oh.
yeah, doing all that nasty stuff.
My cousin, she was so nasty. She would chase me with her.
Booger?
Booger?
Yeah.
It was so disgusting. But she would pull it out. It's like her brain. I'm like, how is that? Like part
Oh,
of her
she
brain.
had that long
yeah.
booger.
Oh, and it was
Ooh.
dry, wet.
Those are cool.
Digging.
Oh, she was so gross.
Ugh. That's how you get a sinus infection, buddy.
And
stick that shit way up in
and
there?
punch in the face too.
Exactly. Our hands are so dirty. You know, it's like we shake hands with other people, like especially men. Like, dude, traveling a lot, I see a lot of bathrooms in a lot of public places, especially airports.
You see people walk out of the
I just
stall?
see dudes who just look like they open the toilet, they pull down their pants, and all of a sudden they have a seizure. It's like they must have a seizure.
Yeah.
It's like whenever they urinate, they have a seizure.
Yeah.
Because that's what it looks like. There's piss everywhere. I'm
Yeah.
like,
You're like,
I've got to clean this shit up now so that I can sit down on this. It's just, yeah, people are disgusting. And then we shake each other's hands, you know, it's like not us, for example, but you know, you meet someone, you're always like,
That's how I teach kids.
germaphobe.
That's how I teach kids. Cause I babysit a lot, and when they want to eat their fruit without washing it, I was like, you know, in the supermarket, you know what people do? They go to the bathroom, pick on their nose, wipe their butt, and they go look and touch fruit without washing it. That's how I always explain it to kids, for them to wash the fruit.
I think my dad tried to explain that to me at one time.
And you
He's
didn't
like,
care?
somebody scratched their butt, picked this berry, put it in here, and you're gonna eat it without washing it.
Men are.
But
I'm
you've
like-
seen it. You pay attention to the supermarket.
I'm
You
just
see
like-
it.
Look, babe.
I don't want to eat bud berries.
Men are so disgusting. Have you ever gone to like the pisser, right? The urinal, the stand-up urinal, right? And you see where dudes were bored as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And they'll smear boogers.
Oh, okay.
And they'll put boogers on the thing in front of the thing, and then they'll take pubes. And
What?
I've seen
No.
yes, I've seen dudes. It looks like either they've been walking around with entire like loose like batch of like an empty chip bag, like the crumbs of chips.
Yeah.
It's just pubes. It just pours out
What?
everywhere. Or there are dudes who are like, yeah, let's just put it up here where people flush. Like
Okay.
I'm like, how did pubes end up here?
Why we
What?
go from donuts to this?
I'm just saying, men are disgusting in the hygiene thing.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Yeah,
Women
we're
too.
pretty fucking.
No,
gross.
women too. Let me.
Men are
I'm
disgusting.
gonna give you a war story. Now you discuss me. I'm gonna discuss you now.
Ooh.
In the-
Story time.
In the military, I refuse to use the porta potties.
Yeah.
That's what they call the porta
Yeah.
potty. I refuse to use them whenever we're in the field. So I will go in the wood. They always make fun of me. My the other soldier, because I'm
What'd they
like,
call you, Woodsy the owl? What'd they call you?
no, I don't know what they call, but they always make fun
Tree
of me.
hugger?
Because I will go in the wood, always. But then it was one time we transitioning from out of the wood back to the field, and I couldn't hold it. So I go in one porta potty, and I'm trying not to touch anything. I'm like this.
How do you not touch anything in a porta potty?
trust
They're
me.
tiny.
I got talent.
Okay.
And at that time, I wasn't this big, and I'm like this.
Squat.
Not squat, like not even squat. I'm like this. And I'm going, okay, I feel comfortable. And I started looking around. I'm like, holy. It looked like a girl lost her mind with a temper and went everywhere. I swear to God to you.
Do you want to get even grosser? You think that's gross?
That was disgusting.
There
to
was
me.
a man who had a shit fetish. It's on the internet. You can look it up. There was a
Okay.
man that was arrested inside of a porta potty who got his rocks off by watching people poop on him.
Wait. Where
Men
Wait,
are more
how-
disgusting than
How
women.
did we get to this?
Men are way more disgusting
But
than
women
women.
do that too. That fetish is called fecophilia, no? I'm looking at him from answer.
You know, fecophilia. You know,
what do I have to do with it?
fecophilia.
I just look like the guy that knows this stuff.
Fecophilia. I'm fickle about fecophilia. I tell you.
I look at him from answer, right?
Exactly. And your expert opinion, doctor. Definite. You need a prescription for fecophilia. This is
No, but a lot of women have that
a
too.
fanatic.
A lot of women have that.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
women.
the poop on me, girl. Don't. That's not one to bring home to mom.
Is that the Two Girls, One Cup?
Oh my God.
I've actually never
I
seen that.
finally-
You don't want to
I'm-
see it.
I met the one.
I know I
mom.
don't. That's
You
why.
know, I promise you. I was so curious. I'm like, nah, I'm like, but then, yeah, I gotta see it because it's so much, and it was hard to
So
find.
it's two girls shitting in a cup.
No, it's not just sitting in a cup.
Oh, they're eating it.
Yeah, when you get close
They're
to
eating it?
person,
Oh.
yeah,
It's
and they kind of lean
disturbing.
in and they kind of go, I wouldn't mind if you poop on my chest or something.
No, this isn't that a hot Sanchez or hot
Check.
Sanchez? I keep
Check,
A
please.
what?
that's called a hot Sanchez, no?
Yeah, I
I
don't know
love
what
this
it's called.
podcast.
It's called.
This is awesome.
It's called "Get the fuck out of that relationship now."
No, I had a girl.
Stat.
I have a real story.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
A true story.
True story. Oh my God.
Do tell.
Oh God.
Let me put it like this. This is so intense. After this, the girl named she was like became my enemy. I guess she feels so embarrassed. And
Yeah,
'cause I
because you have the information on her to
no,
ruin her.
and I just died. Just my response. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, why are you sharing that with me? You could have
Yeah.
died and never share this with anybody.
Yeah.
But-
Secretly wants you to poop on her.
Wait, she shared
I'm
this
like-
and now she's not your friend anymore?
No, she became. So that way we became. She didn't want to talk to me anymore.
It was a relationship buster, bro.
Wow.
Serious
So
shit.
she told me, we're talking. It was a conversation like this,
Mm-hmm.
and people sharing weird stories.
Like
things
on a
that-
podcast?
No, not on a podcast. Like, how normally you have like crazy sometimes talk. So the conversation got crazy. And then she's telling me about
There
how
was tequila.
she's telling me how a guy paid her for her to do number 2 on him. And as she's telling me the story, I'm like, when you're like, my God, where's the door? who is this person? Like, I literally started freaking out. I don't get freaked out by people telling me stories.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, I hope she doesn't like want to come up with a story for us to do because I'm like, in that game. Wait. So she told me that she did it and then she left. And I didn't know what to say. So I told her, how do you know you aimed right?
How do you know what?
If you aimed right.
And you aimed right because I didn't know what else to say. And she got so pissed. I didn't know what to say. And I'm like, how do you know you aimed right? Because she said, I did it and I just left. And I'm like, how did you know when you aimed what you were supposed to?
That's a lovely first date.
Look, look. People, their dietary habits suck. If I was in the mood, if I was in the market for someone to crap on me, I would be out in front of Whole Foods.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick up some random fast foodie.
Like at a gas station.
Right.
Oh my God.
I have to really find out your eating habits and whether or not you respect your body so you can defecate on me.
Yeah.
And it's
in a nice swirly pattern.
yes.
Like the poop emoji, which
I
is
think we're going
perfect.
to be losing people with this.
No, we're going to be gaining people with
exactly.
this.
Disclaimer, I do not have a fecophilia.
Fecophilia, is that what it's
I think
officially
that's
called?
Yeah.
Fecophilia?
Fecophilia.
Yeah.
Well, you know they've done
I don't want my DM to be full of asking me.
It's like the podcast is going to be like Suni's story. And then there's all this shit talk.
Exactly. Yeah. But they had that that
The
experiment though.
inspiring story of Suni.
Exactly. I put up with a lot of shit.
Literally.
Like I got paid. Them fools were shitting on me, but I made all the money.
I really didn't know what to say when she told me that, which is there. And I'm like, how did you know you ain't right? She did not like that answer.
What if you had a campaign where you're like, you pay me $200 and you can shit on me, and the proceeds go to building a school?
No.
Whoa.
I would be like, I'm gonna help you build that school.
$200? No.
We're all gonna line up and help you get that school fast. No, for real though, fecal. They have this experiment that they did about your gut biome, right? You heard about this?
The what?
Where they do feces replacement. So they exchange feces from old rats to young rats.
No.
Yeah, so it's really fascinating. You look it up on the internet.
Super.
So no, they have
I'm gonna
two.
do that
No,
tonight,
seriously,
Yeah, not
they've
doing
proven that the bugs in your gut regulate your age. They
Okay.
regulate aging, and you can reverse aging by introducing new bacteria. They did a fecal transplant where they have old mice with old bugs. They took their shit, put it in young mice.
How do they
I
put
I don't know how
How?
they put it in there.
Maybe
That's
they
the
just,
one part of the experiment I don't
maybe use a
understand.
bacteria. They remove.
No,
it.
they literally did a fecal transplant.
in-
So they delivered it like Richard Gere did with the mouse.
I'll continue with healthy
Okay.
eating and lotions on my face.
So
That was a gerbil.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, continue.
Mr. Felcher. But so yeah, they proved that the tendencies of the older mice when they were exchanged feces with the young mice had younger characteristics, more vigor, more sexual energy,
Wow.
more every. Yeah, oh dude,
Dude, that's like stem cells.
exactly,
Yeah, I stick to stem cells.
exactly. Well, if you can go the whole shebang, if you can get the whole treatment, I mean, why not, right?
Nah, I just don't feel like having someone else's stuff being shoved in. I'm like, nah.
Somebody's stuff shoved in your
Somebody's
Yeah.
stuff. I
Do you
mean,
imagine the treatment? What you gonna
I
get done
cannot.
today, Suni? I'm gonna get poop.
I
It's that
cannot.
sweet baby shit.
It's like the reverse colonic.
Yeah.
Just get that baby shit. There's got to be
Oh
benefits to
my
that
God.
baby
Okay.
shit. Yeah, baby shit.
Fucking rub it in.
That's it, man.
What's that first, the baby's first poop called? Meconium
Yeah,
or
yeah,
some
yeah.
shit like
It's
that?
a mucus. Yeah, it's like a mucusy thing.
Yeah, it's black.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
exactly.
it's literally like this.
yeah. It's strange, right?
It's so fucking weird.
Their gut biome hasn't developed yet. Their
It's like
whole-
all that crap that they've been pooping is like let out on that first poop. Did you know that?
Dude, they don't even breathe.
You didn't know?
Mm-mm.
Baby's
Yeah.
first poop? Meconium. That's what it's
Meconium?
called. I think.
Mm.
Sounds like something.
Yeah, and it's like you're like, what is that?
It's like
That-
oil.
That is not an oil.
Yeah, it's like oil.
Oil.
That's what it looks like.
You know
Yeah.
what? Soon they're gonna find something to do with that, cause
They will. They will.
watch.
Of course.
They'll like we extracted certain elements from
Put it
this,
under your eyes.
yeah.
and then
yeah. Well, the colostrum is amazing too. The
they're
pre-milk.
like,
The pre-milk. Yes, exactly.
NFL players are going to be
Before
using
game
it.
day,
They're
keeps
like,
the sun
well,
out of my eyes.
I
why
wanted
did you use newborn's meconium on your face
Exactly.
to intimidate the other team?
Exactly.
Because if I did that, who else
Exactly.
thinks? What do you think I'm going to do
I
next?
used to have crow's feet until I applied a fresh baby meconium.
And that went my desire for the chocolate.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing how these anti-aging doctors are pushing all this stuff like chemicals and shit, like stuff your face with chemicals. And they're diverting your attention from things that we throw away every day that's biological waste.
Right, like cucumber.
Exactly.
Right? Like you put it on your eyeballs and
yeah. Or just the
makes
pulp
wrinkles
from the
go away.
juice. Just the pulp from the juice that you throw away that you would use a juice extractor like a Jack LaLanne or a cold press or whatever. You can take the pulp and it actually has medicinal properties for your skin. You can
course.
put it on your skin as a mask.
Do you use a juicer?
I do. I use a Jack LaLanne.
I use a NutriBullet. And
NutriBullet.
I get the
Fiber.
I get everything. I get the what do you call that? The juice
Yes.
and the
Fiber.
Fiber?
yes.
The juice and the pulp.
The juice and the pulp.
And the pulp.
And the Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, they have a whole, there's a cancer therapy that they've outlawed called the Gershon method. I don't know if your watchers want to watch the podcast, but Max Gershon was a Hungarian doctor in the 50s where he took 48 people out of 50 people and cured them of progressive cancers that were terminal, like stage 3, stage 4. All of the subjects that he practiced on were stage 3, stage 4, and he cured 48 out of 50. And his daughter practices the same. It's a coffee colonic. I don't know if that's where the big coffee colonic thing came in, where they take fresh coffee. What they do is a strict juice protocol with no pulp. It's all juice because the healing properties of the juice, because fiber removes toxins, but it also slows down the absorption of nutrients. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like you need it to get bad stuff out. You need fiber to get bad stuff out, but it also prevents good stuff from absorbing. So maximum absorption means getting fiber out. That's why you don't want a whey protein isolate with fiber in it because it just slows down the absorption. You want it at night, so it's a slow absorption. So anyway, this woman, the Gershon method, so she had to move because the cancer, she had people that she cured that went into a Orthodox cancer treatment center and was like, yeah, my cancer's gone. And you told me I was stage 3 and I should go prepare a will, and like that was it. I couldn't do anything. Chemo didn't work. And you guys said I was going to die, and then she got cured. So anyway, this woman got forced out of the country. She actually drives to Tijuana every day and does this thing where you get 7 juices a day and you 2 coffee colonics. And so they put the warm coffee in, and actually it stimulates the liver to release L-glutathione, which L-glutathione is the most powerful antioxidant that just cures your body, you know. So it's there's all these ways to biohack your body, you know, to figure it out through natural mechanisms that, you know.
But there's no business in that.
There's no money in that.
There's no money in that.
Yeah.
They're starting to come around because there's so much scrutiny of orthodox methods. Like, for example, the ribbon with the cancer and all that stuff. It's been the biggest profitable nonprofit organization ever. You got billions and billions of dollars in revenue, and there's no cure. We're marching for the cure. We're paying for the cure. We're doing all these things for the cure. But where's the cure?
Right.
It's like there's millions of drugs, there's millions of treatment. But anytime you talk about doing something like this, we don't advise that.
Yeah.
It had to take doctors years to do the ketogenic. Like this one, Dom D'Agostino got a research grant from the Navy to do experiments with ketones on people that were divers in the Navy, and they were having epileptic seizures because they had high glycemic diets, basically normal Western diets. But when you have a higher oxygen content when you're diving, it causes seizures because all these divers are having seizures. And they were like, figure it out. So he was like, in the presence of glucose, high oxygen causes your brain to react this way. Right. So he's like, we put them on a ketogenic diet. So you put them on a ketogenic diet, and now they die. There's no problem. So he's like, so what happens on a cellular level when you have no glucose? Well, the same mechanisms that cause tumors to metastasize are the same mechanisms that cause muscles to grow. It's the mTOR pathway. So that's what makes those tumor cells grow. So when you cut out carbohydrates, you cut out glucose, you cut out sugar, right? Those cells die. In many cases, not every case with cancer, but in many cases, those cells die because they need glucose. Right. That's why the Western diet feeds cancer. Sugar feeds cancer. That's what it needs. So it starves. So there's all this stuff now. It's like this guy had to do work on a doctorate level for 10 years and then produce his studies and go. And they won't even let you use it as a treatment. It's a adjunct to the standard of care, they call it. They call it a supplement to the standard of care. It's not a cure,
Right.
but because chemo is a cure.
Okay.
Because we'll just destroy all your cells and hope
Right.
that you survive, like they did with my dad. My dad had 3 different types of cancer. And, you know, when you get to that situation and you're like, dude, you know better. You can't unknow what you know. I'm a geek that has a doctorate in Google.
Yeah.
I Google stuff. My sister's an oncology nurse. I ask her, I ask my brother-in-law, he's a Russian neurologist. I ask them all this stuff. And it's like, here, look in the literature. Okay, it's in the literature. Then why are you guys using it? Oh, you're not using it because there's strict protocols that physicians have to adhere to based on drug company and lobbyist influence. And there's a process to dying when they say you're diagnosed with this. And I'm like, dude, it's your life, you know, get empowered, go out there and find the information for yourself and try it. You know, first thing, cut the fucking sugar out of your life. You know, you don't need to be a prep coach or be, you know, a genius or a guru of diet to know sugar is horrible. You know, there's more stuff coming out every day about sugar. So, how did we get down this rabbit hole?
But it's more pleasant than the previous conversation.
Yeah, the poop. Oh, the poop. The poop always leads to sugar talk.
Well, it started
So
with sugar.
sweet.
It started with the donut somehow, and then it landed.
Yeah.
It's always.
The macros. We're like, who cares about macros? I don't count that shit.
I don't count.
And then Dave
but
just
back to
like,
answer to
well,
to answer your question, the diet that I had tried after I became a coach, an online coach, I tried about every 2 months. I tried a new program just to see what clients go through, you know, with different program. I tried the ROD, vegan. I think I had tried anything I heard of to see. But right now, what I've been doing is intermittent fasting with my shakes in here and there, and that's for me is the more easy.
yeah.
Like it flow with for anybody that's regular, you know. That's one I like. But counting macro, oh my God, I tried that one too. That's too much work.
Yeah. A lot of people seem to swear by fasting too. I mean, I don't, you know, I break fast at noon usually. So I don't fast like most people fast, you know. So I'll fast until noon and then I'll start eating like a pig. So.
Yeah.
Intuitively, though.
I love to eat.
Intuitively.
Love to eat.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, client that asked me about it, that's how I introduce them to, like, look, it's not that you're not eating. You just eat, you know, regular food, and then you allow the food to digest.
Yeah.
So it's not like I go crazy. I mean, I did it one day. I did 3 days to see something. But it's not like that.
Yeah, and I often ask people, like, what is this thing about people overeating, right? Like, people have the big buffets, and it's like you have to tell them not to eat. They just have this hardwiring to eat. I'm like, well, that must be natural. It must serve some biological, like, reason why we just stuff our faces and we don't. And then people talk about satiation, like, is the food that you're eating, does it have the nutrients present to make your body internally say, you've got enough iron, you've got enough this. So hence, are you eating empty calories to satisfy some biological need, some nutritional need? So is that why? But then I started thinking, you know what?
Traditions, man.
We wire like that. Look at movies,
I think
TVs.
fasting and feasting is what it is.
Right.
Like, you know, like you went a week without a meal. So when you did eat, you overate. Like lions, they stuff themselves, man, till they're full. Or like you see, you know, when you just eat and eat and eat and you're fully satisfied and your body just goes into total growth mode and you can rest. Because you can't be in two biological states. They talk about like the fight or flight, or like when you're digesting food, the blood's in your visceral and like you're relaxed and your cortisol is low. But then when you wake up in the morning, your stomach's empty, cortisol is high. So all the blood is like, you feel more vascular in the morning, right? When you wake up in the morning, you're typically more vascular because
No.
No?
No.
Well, you're typically vascular all the time. No. But then when you have raspberries, it's very
Raspberries, yeah.
But when you're stressed out, the blood is in your extremities. You know, when there's high stress, right? So it's this thing where when do we rarely rest and eat, like really rest and really eat? Yeah. And then
That's what the holiday is all about.
Dude, doesn't that
Eating
sound
and drinking and just eating.
Stuffing.
Yeah.
I miss those days when you could just eat and not care about the way you looked.
You do?
I do because
Are you a foodie?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say that, but
Well, I'm a big foodie, and yes, you are.
I go through periods of like,
You're a periodical.
yeah,
foodie.
periodic foodie. Yeah.
I'm a big foodie. Oh
Yeah?
my God, I love food.
What's your favorite food to eat? Binge. What would you eat for a week? All right, for a week, if you could eat nothing else.
Oh my God, that's a lot of. That's the thing. I love food.
Yeah.
It's very few that I don't
No,
like.
but like one specific
I
type
love rice.
of food.
White rice is my thing.
Yeah.
But whatever you want on that. White rice.
Okay.
Love white rice, and I love also like pasta
Pasta.
Fried chicken
I-
and macaroni.
a la dente.
I'd probably survive on fruits. I'd probably do fruits.
love fruit. Lucy right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The mangoes.
Well, the
Oh, acai bowls, dude.
What's
Granola.
Your,
Granola
what's your
would be the deal.
Instagram, Suni.
Suni Sweeney.
Soon, and you said that's your primary account.
Well, because that was my page, and then I created a backup. But this page, you just I don't know, act
Okay.
weird. So I just created another one
So
more.
that's where people can follow you
Yeah.
if they wanna. Okay, got it. And what's your wet vibe?
Oh, that's for the bikini.
Wet vibe.
To read my bio, I wish I have it on my sunifig.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys want to know more about Suni and check out her message, and pick up some of her apparel, right? So you have a website.
Yeah.
sunifit.wixsite.com.
No, sunifig.com.
Sunifit.com.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
take him
cool.
straight there.
Nice. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on here. Thanks for sharing your story. You got a little emotional.
A tiny bit.
How was your first podcast?
Oh, I was very nervous. I'm not gonna lie, but then
Yeah.
it became very fun.
Relaxed a little
Yeah.
bit? Yeah, you got so loose. You're knocking the microphone off. You were talking in that corner for a second. Forgot that the microphone was even here. So, but it was great to have you.
No,
and
thank you for
I'm
having
happy
me.
for you guys and, for Dave to finally bring you in. Took a couple of tries, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I have high demands,
And good luck with the business and
Thank you.
everything.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Cheers. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Anton, you're the best. Thank you. And we'll see
Energy.
you. Catch you on the next episode. Peace.